button. Well, seems like you're still hanging around. I didn't expect you to enjoy me stories so well, there, youngin'. The night grows long. Bar dies down. Party's still going for a while longer. I guess you want a little bit more tales. But what more is there to say? Captain Yaalkol and his band of merry pirates have found themselves members of the Pirate Council. Lords of the Shackles, in a way. But I guess there is more to this tale. What happens next? Just because you find yourself in a position of power doesn't mean that you're going to stay there. And it certainly doesn't mean you don't have enemies. And those that both seek to exploit your position and perhaps gain vengeance for all the things you did in your times before. So perhaps one more ale, one more tale. Come, sit down. Bar is not quite closed yet. Enjoy me next tale. Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Season 5 premiere of Buccaneers of the Shackled Sea. Yes, we are on the 5th of 6 planned seasons, so if you have not been around for it, what the heck are you missing? All of it's up on YouTube in a pretty good format. Go ahead and check it out. There's a lot of hours of it. But to summarize, the first season found our group, original group, press gang onto a pirate ship. They managed to gain freedom from such things and became pirate captains of their own, which led us into the second adventure, where they were establishing themselves as free captains, basically acknowledged captains of the Shackles. And by the third adventure, they were acknowledged indeed as free captains, and got into some deals with one of the pirate lords of the Shackles, who helped them to undercover some spies. And eventually they entered a race where they won a seat on the Pirate Council. But it was an interim seat. And last season, they tamed a savage island, the Island of Empty Eyes, and had a massive party for members of the Pirate Council to prove you were worthy. Now, at the end of that season, you were given a month before the next Pirate Council meeting. And unfortunately, you didn't have a lot of time to do much else. It was a very busy month, because the sheer fact is, you rushed to get an island into position for a party. There was a lot of infrastructure to build and to put in there. It would be at least about 2.5 to 3 weeks before your new governess would arrive, meaning that the person that you're going to leave in charge of the island while you're gone isn't even there and established for most of that time. Towards the end of that time, I will let you know, the eel will have gone off with the Dragon's Fury to look for information. After sending out messages to a number of sources, he went with Cog and his crew to check out some things. Of course, a number of the your good shark man, whose name eludes me right now, has been seen around the area occasionally helping out. His crew has been established as under you already, and he's been in and out, along with Cog over the past month. But it has been a busy time of building your initial city, the docks, setting up defenses on parts of the island, things like that. It's just been a lot of work over the past month. And probably using a lot of your sources to bring in the investments needed for that. So we're pretty much saying you've broken even in the past month trying to get yourselves established. But it's coming time for the Pirate Council meeting. Now, from what you've been informed, you will be required to be at this meeting. After that, well, pirate lords don't necessarily need to be at every Pirate Council meeting. But it depends on how much you want influence on the Shackles, and honestly, if you can put a good excuse for it. There are approximately, I did count that, about a little less than 30 pirate lords in all the Shackles. You are not the only group to claim multiple chairs under one kind of title kind of group. There are a few others, but you are currently the only one to have 5. The next biggest group is 3. They are the 3 lords from the Tien Islands, and they do not show up very often. But they are 3 aligned. They are all aligned and kind of count as one group when you would talk about it, but have 3 votes. And there are a couple other duos. So you are a little unusual, but you're not unheard of for your group to have gained this many seats. Not completely. So, the journey from your island to Port Peril is a fairly easy one. It's a routine one. You've gone on it many times. Probably a couple times over the last month you've needed to pick up supplies and stuff, even on your ship. Some of you might have gone out. And arriving in Port Peril is, as usual, busy. There are many merchants, many pirates. The entire city is bustling. And of course, you will be required to head to... do I have the Port Peril map on here? I thought I'm just looking in my... It might be it's a handout. Okay. It's on your maps. That's right. Cool. You will be required, of course, to go to the main fortress. Like you did when you met with the Hurricane King himself originally. So. Okay. So, you will take of course, a ferry run by the Hurricane King's members of their, lesser members of the crew, from the port itself to the fortress. You will be led inside to the council chamber. Here, Karavak Bonefist sits at the head of a mighty oaken table. He is in a chair, a very high-backed chair that seems to be carved with images of sea monsters coiled around ships. To either side of the table are about 36, about 3 dozen chairs, 18 to each side. There is no seat at the far end of the table, but there is an enormous chair there. You would have heard from your fellows back at the fortress, just some information, that seat is reserved for Besmara herself, should she ever decide to attend. Yes. You can, as you kind of arrive, you can take a group of seats. As you will see, there is approximately, including the Hurricane King himself, 11 pirate lords currently here, leaving many an empty chair. So little over half the council is actually attending this meeting. Though again, from words, especially from information from Ambrose, he would have said, don't expect a large group of the pirate lords. Most of them, honestly, very, very few, unless a planned topic is something related to them, they don't show up. And a lot of times, it's not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. As everybody seems to have taken the seats, you'll see the Hurricane King, Bonefist himself, kind of take a look around, kind of like look to one of his men, which he'll kind of like shake his head, and then he'll kind of like signal over to this kind of squirrely man, and then kind of like just pound his skeletal fist down on the table, as then the man runs in the back, and soon food and drink are just spread upon the table. A very fine, elegant meal, like a gigantic roasted pig in the center, all kinds of very fine meal, incredibly good alcohol, the best ales and wines you could ask for are being kind of served. You get definitely a feeling this is like a encouragement for people to come. You've got this really fine meal, probably one of the best meals you can get in Shackles. As much as Ambrose's meals are good, Ambrose is only so good of a chef. He's a pretty good one. This is steps above it, and you can tell whoever they have here is like probably one of the best chefs in the Shackles serving this meal. Yeah. There are some smaller tables kind of out to the side of the room, and it looks as though there are some pirates out there who you will recognize them as minor lords. They're people that are technically not council lords fully. They don't have votes, but because they have control over territories within the Shackles, they have this option to sit in and maybe say their opinions at least. So if an issue involving your island comes up and you are not a member of the council, you can sit in and, have a little bit of something and maybe say a few things and try to, sway the council in your favor. You just don't get to vote. So the food will be kind of served after you've been there for a little while. So, there was a little bit of time given for anybody that might be running late to show up. And when no one did, the food came out, and the Hurricane King will kind of seemingly begin to drink a bunch, getting a lot of rum in him. Once it seems as though that everybody is a little bit intoxicated and a little bit well fed, of course, the meeting will seemingly begin. With Tessa kind of standing up and kind of beginning to address it. Now, if you look in here in Chapter 5, you will be able to see the Pirate Council, where I have arranged 3 new characters for you to see. I'll throw ourselves over to here. There's not aligned for the cameras, but I'll just show it to people. So I'll show you. There's Delmora Bury is here. Hard Luck Macy. Duelist Raffles. And Wide Olga. So those are... Look, I had to find art online for these people. These are things people used, probably. It's kind of weird. You are kind of right. Oh.
We're either muted or very quiet.
Here, I adjusted it. It was correct now. It should work now.
Everyone do a speak real fast.
Test. Everybody hearing? Now is it working?
Speak.
Test. Okay, that should be working. At least the audio is now working for me. It was a little down. I
didn't really hear me at all. It's me, Joe.
Well, it's been everywhere.
We're good now.
Well, okay, no one was really saying anything, fortunately. Yeah. So
luckily, nothing was missed aside from a few minor clips. But yeah, Olga she needs different colored pants. Delmora
Bury, If anybody wants to roll a knowledge local, I'll just give you
locals.
one for kind of all these people.
Where's my character sheet?
I think I lost that. Yeah, I lost that.
First roll of the season. Local, you said?
Yes.
Blammo. That's 24.
24's pretty good. 24's pretty good.
That's 32. That's even better.
That is really good. Okay.
Jacub, want to give it a go?
Oh, sorry. I rolled 20.
Well, 29, still pretty good. For Jacub.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, 29 is still pretty good. So I'll kind of go down the list of everybody that is there, of course, and kind of what you know about them. Of course, you have Arax Endymion, Lord of Hell Harbor. He is a very kind of paranoid, oftentimes kind of feels like he's got the weight against the world against him, but he also has a very huge hatred of Chelix. And it seems like his combat, his battle with them seems to be what draws this kind of problem.
I'm sure he's more than happy to have another Chilaxian person on this council. That's not gonna get weird or anything.
Yeah, of course, Avamar Shornash is there. Your good old werewolf friend from Olo.
That fucking guy.
He is short-tempered and bloodthirsty.
We had to beat him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was kind of grumpy about that.
He was a
but then
piece
we
of
gave him
shit.
booze.
Cersei Bloodmoon, who is actually out of Quent, just like Tessa Fairwind is. Though she is not the ruler of Quent.
You've heard her name before.
She is the one that was at your party before.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. She, So the thing is, the reason that she is out of Quent is, though she has earned a seat on the council, she has actually aligned her fleet under Tessa Fairwind's.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that's why it's probably one of the reasons that it's assumed that she got a seat on the council is that she basically got in as like a minor pirate, another pirate lord under Tessa, basically pushing up Tessa's power even more in that case. Delmora is part of a duo actually of seats with another man named Little Shagard, who is kind of like a roguish fellow, and Shagard is a bard.
Neat.
Yeah. Delmora actually might get well with you. She has a very known attitude that's very anti-slavery. So that is a thing to note for her. She's a devout follower of Caden Kalian. Also.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Always gotta have one of those.
He's a cool god.
Man,
Last cool is Bessmara.
dude just got accidentally drunk and became a god.
He just actually is his
He
backstory.
got drunk and accidentally became a god.
Yep.
I mean,
Sometimes it happens.
wait, I thought he was the god that like beat that cool dungeon by himself, Walter. Is that the same guy?
Actually, he doesn't know how he became a god. If you ever ask him,
no idea.
he got drunk and basically took on this test of godhood, and somehow passed it.
He got like blackout drunk and then woke up as a god.
I mean,
That's amazing.
he's probably a level 20 adventurer already, you know what I mean, or something, right?
He was pretty high level adventurer, so he was pretty legendary right before he became a god. So that does help that he had a lot of skill. Yes. Hardluck Macy comes out of Peck and the Devil's Arches. He's always smoking a cigar. He is very quick-tempered, and he basically like he kind of swaggers like he about the place, like he kind of owns it a lot of times. And he will smell like smoke if you approach him at all, ever. Of course, there's Joyless Raffles, the halfling, out of Slip Cove. He's pretty known to be kind of like reacts to a lot of things, and honestly, he likes his comforts and enjoying them. Joyless was a former slave turned freedom fighter, and is basically the Lord of Bag Island.
Ooh, neat.
He
There it is.
he once had a very huge anti-slavery campaign in the Shackles, but it's kind of faded away. Seems like he's kind of like years of taking toll on his morale and that kind of thing.
Hey, Yaalkol's maybe got some allies for that one.
Yeah. I mean, if you could rekindle his
Still,
love of that kind of thing and stuff.
Harlock's a short thing. Which person? What's the other person that was the
Delmora Buri.
Delmora. Delmora.
Yeah.
Is it Delmona or Delmira?
Delmona, that doesn't.
Delmona. And Jolis is the other one that might be, but Jolis again, you know that he is.
He's weird. He's world weary.
He's world weary, so you'd probably have to reinvigorate his spark of freedom fighting, that he had in his youth.
If someone can do it, it's Yaalkol.
Yeah.
Well, someone can do it. It's Yaalkol telling Revia to do it.
That might also be true.
Of course, there's Carrick Bonefist, the Hurricane King himself, out of Port Peril. The things he's known for: having a bone hand and carrying a pistol.
I mean, he's living his best life.
He's a real three-dimensional character.
Yeah, he's got
also,
so many layers to him.
He also really, he doesn't necessarily really care about the day-to-day of the Shackles kind of thing. He likes his position as Hurricane King, and after that, it's sort of like governing is just kind of annoying. You feel like he's very much similar to how Yaalkol would be in that same kind of position. Yaalkol doesn't know what to do.
Advisors do most of the work, I assume.
Hey, guess what you guys are right now?
Yep.
I don't know how to do.
That's what being head of state is all about. Your advisors do all the fucking work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to do
the
stuff.
The difference is Yaalkol would care.
No.
He just
Yaalkol wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's the difference. Yaalkol cares, he just doesn't get it.
Yeah. Of course, Myste Daramar is here, the half-aquatic elf that you met before, who's comes out of Drenchport.
Mr. Jawline.
Yeah. He's very big on, a love of the sea and the sea creatures and stuff, and kind of keeps to himself a lot. The Master of Gales is here, who also is out of Drenchport. You know that Myste was originally under the Master of Gales and kind of set up on his own, but he still actually bases out of Drenchport. So they both base out of the same city, even though they've kind of gone their separate ways, with Myste becoming a pirate lord in his own right. So it's sort of like the master and apprentice kind of thing a little bit. So there are rumors of the Master of Gale that you will know of, that he's connected with the Cult of the Eye, which is a group that basically tries to wield the power of the Eye of the Bandango itself. Kind of worship in a way.
Dangerous.
If rumors are rumors, you never know what's right. Tessa Fair went out of Quent, who you've met, who is she just lives to be a swashbuckler, and from your discussions with her, probably isn't big on replacing Bonefist, but would like to see Bonefist replaced possibly, or outvoted at least.
She's got the perfect puppet.
A
big lizard man.
And then Wide Olga out of Oyster Clay, who's foul-mouthed, a bit stocky, has a very big toothy grin on her thing, and is actually known for being in a conflict with let's see here. Is that another? Yeah, another one of the Pirate Council that is not here. Havlas Grud. They were lovers. Things went south. And with the 32, Chester, I'm going to give you a little bit of information. Rumor has it that the feud between them is basically fanned flames by members of each of their crew. For whatever reason, members of both crews want to keep the feud going.
No one knows the drama.
Yeah. there are rumors about that you kind of like really like dark rumors that like there's certain things like messages of peace will never reach the other side or something like, and like a lot of drinking, and once they get drunk they get a lot of anger, so yep. But that's who's here today for the meeting. A interesting cast of characters, many of which you recognize, some of which are new to you. And again, there are many Pirate Council members that you don't see here. Again, a little less than 30, and with you, you're filling up most of the seats now. Granted, they could maybe extend the table and add a few more seats if everybody actually showed up, but no one goddamn ever shows up. It seems like 11 plus you guys is kind of like the top tier numbers, and many of the people here seem to be the people that actually usually care about what's going on. Like, Avamar really doesn't care about what goes on, but he kind of, comes here for the food.
Free food, baby.
I don't blame him.
All you can eat buffet.
Basically, yeah.
Aranax comes here definitely for his own reasons. Cersei, Bloodmorn and Tessa here definitely for good reasons. Bonefist because he can't get out of it. The Master of Gales shows up because he actually,
Gives a shit.
Gives a shit, and of course Mace, as his apprentice, does too. And the other ones have their own reasons for being here a lot of times. Duelist probably shows up for the food, honestly, nowadays. It's good food, But anyway, so I'm going to tell you a few things, switching out of talking about the in-game stuff to some of the mechanics of how these votes will go as we discuss them. There are going to be topics that are come up during the actual council meeting, post-meal. Each of these has a person amongst the group here that champions this with a I, and someone that goes against it with a nay. All of you can state your opinions, add in any kind of arguments, kind of try to sway the votes as you want. And then once everybody has had their say, there's a vote of ayes and nays. And Sadok Goldtooth, who you met previously, the first mate of Bonefist, is the one that tallies and records the result of the votes. The council meeting lasts until Cardic Bonefist either becomes too drunk or too bored.
Or both.
Or both. Oftentimes they don't get to everything on their list, and some of the topics get pushed.
Sounds like a real government.
That's
the most realistic thing I've heard in a Pathfinder game. The government doesn't get to all the topics.
Government.
And then, yeah, whoa, guys, let's go.
Mm-hmm. So,
you muted Erik.
If you wish to influence a vote one way or another, you can with a bluff, diplomacy, or intimidate check. I have DCs. You can influence each topic up to 3 times. People can aid you in your checks. You can try to use your reputation. You can spend a point of disrepute to basically
We've never spent any.
To switch a vote over. Yeah. So you can use a disrepute to move a vote over one direction of your choice. There's no limit to the number of times you can do that. You have a limit on the amount of disrepute you have.
Yeah.
We have a lot.
Yeah.
So we care about something, guys.
Much.
We got to be spending it this time.
So I basically know how the votes initially start out for all of these topics. And so I know how much you have to influence or not. You're not going to know that until the votes are tallied. So I'm going to tell you that there. And I will tell you, these are governmental things. Each of these things does have a result which could have ramifications throughout the rest of the adventure, because you're making choices. Some of them mild. Some of them might be big.
You know, we are level 11 characters that are woefully unqualified to be in a government structure, but because we're level 11, we can.
Most of these characters are around the same level as you guys, except for Karen.
Honestly, the person here with the most government experience is the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really give a shit.
Yeah. This is peak might makes right. Which is fitting. Also, I think you're muted, Erik.
God damn it! I keep
Stop
doing
being. I'm getting the meme.
I tried to tell you earlier, but I don't think you heard.
I muted myself because I was coughing.
He was
little bit.
muted.
that. Ah,
It's
we're
okay.
So,
muted.
It's the emo. It's the Spider-Man 3 cut you got going on right now.
it is the Spider-Man 3. Oh my god.
I literally, my hair is just a mess.
I thought it was more like Leon from Resident Evil 2, but
You could see the Spider-Man 3 cut though, right?
supposed to.
Well, it's because
let me
I have
find
to
the
keep-
Spider-Man-
Yeah.
let me find the Spider-Man
For my
3
face.
bit.
Yeah, when he was emo Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what
yeah,
happens to a man who refuses to go to a barber.
You're that person, Peter Parker. Yeah.
There it is. Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought you were Leon S. Kennedy. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
you know? You sweet my
Nice to
heart,
meet you.
Leon. Anyway.
So,
Okay, so-
I just as a preface before we start going into this, Tantus, have we got anything conclusive about Harrigan and his
Currently,
working?
no.
No. Okay. Cool. Okay.
The eel is hoping to have some information when he returns.
Cool. Okay. That's kind of important. So we can't really press that till we get information.
Yes.
Tantus, as you go into this, I would like to prepare myself as a wizard does. And I would like to cast heightened awareness on myself. It lasts for 10 minutes per level, so 110 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to last. But I'll use my Rod of Extend to give it another...
Are you gonna like?
Go
Are you gonna go like to the outhouse or like the restroom? The what is it? God, what would it be called nowadays? The chamber pod, you know? The latrine. Yeah, you're gonna go to the latrine and basically like, wait, okay, heightened awareness. Gotcha. All right, we're ready.
Just gotta do like some speed real fast.
165 minutes.
Yeah.
With the 50% increase in time, right? With extend.
Yeah.
Jesus.
165 minutes. That's fucking sick, dude.
That's probably more than the meeting.
Honestly,
Definitely is.
That's almost 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it gives me a +2 on perception checks and all knowledge checks that I'm trained in for
Okay.
competence, and also 4 for initiative in case something happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
One
spell.
Punches you in the face.
I cast Aura of Doom. Everyone who's not my allies has to make a will save.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
All
pretty
right,
rude.
Okay,
So
how are we friends or
We're not friends. No.
too bad.
Yeah, sorry.
fudge?
Anyway,
That's how you feel.
so kind of Tessa will begin by bringing out the first topic. She goes, first issue that we wish to discuss at today's meeting is a discussion between a number of our fellow lords who, especially some of those that participated in the, who heard about the participations in the test. There has been some agreement that the newly formed group upon the Island of Empty Eyes has proven themselves quite worthy of their title. Much more so as they have been granted the full rights of the 5 leaders of their group, 5 seats. As is known, such times as there are groups, sometimes multiple seats have been granted in the past, and this one, it was appropriate to these 5 members of this crew. They are, in fact, approximately equal in control of it. Now, discussing their spot here, normally, they would only receive a quarter share of the tithes of Sargava, which would be for a period of time, a quarter, for the annual tithes. But we believe they've proven themselves enough already to deserve equal share. A full tithe of the full percentage of the Sagaran tithe.
Don't know what any of that means.
What does that mean?
We say that one more.
Okay. To break it down, what she just said is, Sargava basically bribes the Shackles.
Yep, I know that much.
Yeah. that money gets broken down between the pirate lords.
Okay.
It gets divided usually to certain percentages. Like Karak Bonefist as a Hurricane King would get more. The rest of the pirate lords would get an equal share.
Okay.
Currently, because you are a new pirate lord, for this year, normally they would only give you a quarter share.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems as though Tessa says there are a number of folks in amongst the council that have that is the reason why she's bringing this up, that believe you should deserve an equal share for this year.
Sounds based.
Throw a wild party.
Mm-hmm.
I promise I'll spend the money on wild.
As she says this, the Hurricane King himself, Karak Bonefist, kind of riles up and is like, "Doesn't matter how well their party wants. I haven't been impressed with anything they do yet. They're new here. They should go through the same multi-year proving period that all other pirate lords have gone through before they earn their full share." You do see there's a few heads that kind of agree with him, like are shaking with him as they say that. You have the floor if you wish to try to influence this vote.
Yeah.
You do not know how much money this is.
Yaalkol's definitely not going to
I don't care how much money it is.
Yeah,
I want the money.
Yaalkol's definitely not going to ask for special treatment, so he'll look at you,
Yeah.
Revia.
I'm
give a shit.
Revia is ready to go. Raring up to. Let me think a second. My character is far more charismatic and able to think of how to negotiate these things than I am as a person suffering through finals in university.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Tessa's saying because we were so impressive, we don't need to go through the multi-year process, and we should be given our full rights.
Yeah. She basically said you already were impressive enough to earn 5 seats for basically the 5 members of their basically the rulers of your group. You know, you deserve that right. So it's sort of like that was her argument on it.
Yeah, and I guess Revia will add to the argument because he said he was not impressed by anything, which is fair, and we should do the normal things. But our situation is far from normal. We not only got our seats on the council, we got 5 seats on the council, which is unheard of from the other pirates. Meaning it is not a special case. It's not we're getting special treatment because we're already doing something far above the expected value.
You want to roll your check then?
I will roll my diplomacy.
All right.
Sorry, I'm
Is there a way
channeling.
that I can help him out?
Yes, you could roll diplomacy to assist.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I have a -1.
DC 10 to assist.
You're still
Try
muted.
to. I will assist as well.
Yeah.
Yes, assist me.
I'm
Assist
also
me, my
gonna
brothers.
I'm also going to bring up the fact that we as a group got the island in such shape so quickly.
Yeah. All right. Roll your diplomacy to see if you assist. Jacob's already being a help. And even Chester's being a help. So you get plus 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't have that spell right. Oh, I rolled good for once.
That's
Holy
a very
fuck.
good roll.
There is a +1 on this because they are familiar with my reputation.
Okay. Certainly your words seem to add some sway, and there's some heads that are like seemingly like you can tell that what you've said has added some thought into some of these pirate lords. You know, more than just like yes, Bonefist basically kind of stated, you know, very quickly and efficiently, hey, this is how we normally do things. But you're like, yeah, but you know,
We're not normal.
yeah, you're kind of abnormal, you know, so maybe this is. Are you going to try to influence it any more? You can do up to 3 influences, remember.
Yeah. Anyone else have any things you want to?
Oh, you can only do once with each type of check, I will let you know, though, too.
I figured.
Yeah, so.
You couldn't like roll a bunch of diplomacies.
Yeah, so
right?
bluff or
You have to do,
intimidate
like, a
can
bluff.
be used, yeah.
So, can I ask, just for my as a player,
Yeah.
understand the area that Yaalkol and us, the group, kind of like proceed over? Was that area previously like a more dangerous area that the pirate council kind of stayed away from? They're like, hey, like this place is, or was it like just desolate?
From
and
what
never
you
didn't get-
learned from the Master of Gales, it was basically a very savage and dangerous island that no one cared about. It was an island that was known to be dangerous, but no one tried to take it over because it's in an okay position, but it's not really the great position. The Island of the Eyes is
Not bad.
not bad, but it's not great position. It's not really centralized to any other islands. It's pretty far north. It's pretty close to the eye, meaning it's probably going to have some, oftentimes some bad weather and stuff, too, which can be a threat.
Good vacation spot.
Yeah. So it has some advantages, but it also has, the major disadvantages is probably going to be a little harder to get a lot of material in, because a lot farther off. A lot more shipping cost.
But we could try as an intimidate check with that. That we were able to clean up that island that no one dared try to.
So who has good intimidate?
Exactly.
I have a 13.
I have a 10, so I could help you.
Am I able to assist as well, or am I like?
You can. I'll allow 2 people to assist, unless someone has better intimidate. The 13.
I have
might
a
be
plus 10. I have a plus 10 as well. So
Myste would also would bring up her unique position of a more in-depth knowledge of gunpowder and foreign siege weapons.
Okay.
That could be used to help defend.
Alright, so Chester, if you want to kind of bring up these things, kind of try to spook a little people into your strength, to more just fill them with little shivers of you sound like a threat.
Do we even have to roll to assist? We both got plus 10.
You do not. You got the plus 4, Chester, so you'll have.
So I'll basically say not only were we able to clean up an island that no one had tried, but we also have great knowledge of firepower.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm adding Haol because I'm the only person in this little dialogue exchange that's actually on the island fighting the creatures, so I can throw in the details of the horrifying creatures we fought.
Okay. Does that include the plus 4?
That's with the plus 4.
The plus
Yeah,
4.
that's with the plus 4.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's a plus 13 mod if you hover over.
Oh,
Oh,
for
so
some
it'd be
reason,
25.
Okay.
Which is decent.
You probably
It's decent.
probably just.
I
probably
didn't
just
hit
click
enter.
off of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't
the
hit
sheets
enter.
are a little finicky sometimes.
Oh well.
Does anyone want to attempt a bluff check then?
Unfortunately, Rio is not here with his 30 bluff.
I got a 10.
I have a plus 10 as well. But
It's better than nothing if you want to try it.
Do you want me to roll? Or do you want to roll?
I haven't been. I had one great roll so far tonight, so up to you.
Can we just use a disrepute to get the bonus instead? Or is
you can disrepute is separate.
Okay, cool.
You
Here,
can try
I'll-
each of the 3 checks. Basically, you can try each one.
I'll roll this time. You can roll next time for it.
Sure, and you get a plus 2 automatic because I already have a plus 10. So.
And someone else want to try to assist? Yaalkol, maybe.
With the bluff?
I'm joking, dog.
I was
Let me
like,
just
I would have helped you on the intimidate, but you already had
let me
that.
pull up my cell phone and call Rio real fast.
I can help. I have a
I
plus
can't fucking
2.
help. I got a -1.
Oh, we got a
Jacob
plus
can
2.
roll.
Jacob, try it. You might be able to
Roll
help.
the 8.
Maybe not.
8. You just gotta get it. Oh,
I
that's
rolled a
a
4. So you
Alright,
got
so I get plus 2 to
you
this.
get a plus 2 to this. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, that 20.
Oh, not bad. For a plus 12? Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Okay.
The 44 is really the shiner here, though.
The 44 was a pretty good roll.
yeah.
Oh, it's a 45,
Yeah,
technically.
45. So, do you want to spend any disrepute on trying to influence this vote?
We have 27. We have 27. So, yeah, we should.
You can spend
Listen.
any amount you want. But again, there are only so many votes, you probably don't have to spend that much. But you do not know where the votes start.
Is there a way for us to gauge how many votes we have? If I do an insider thing here.
It makes you do a sense motive.
You could try a sense motive, but it'd be pretty high difficulty because you're trying to read the entire room.
I mean, I could try it.
More
This
we'd
is
be
what
trying to
Myste-
read the king, because the king is the one who
Oh,
actually...
Karavic's against you. You already knew he was against you.
We're breaking tradition. All right,
Yeah.
We're trying to break tradition here.
He kept it simple and was just it's tradition. Just don't do that.
Yeah,
You know?
that's some loser talk. We're pirates.
Mhm.
All right.
I can sense motive, I guess, if you want me to.
Also, you might take a percentage of his money because remember it's broken. Like
Yeah.
he gets a
Yeah,
certain percentage, and
yeah,
everybody
so
else is
it
broken
actually
even
does.
from
Yeah.
the rest of the percentage. You know.
There's no way it doesn't hit him.
If you want to roll it, Momo, go for it. I figured this is what
36.
you're great at.
Okay.
Can I assist you?
How much disrepute were you spending? Just one? A few more? What were you doing?
Well, I think we're trying to do the sense motive to gauge before we start spending this.
Okay, so you're kind of gauging first. You feel like with your votes, and the check you made, you're probably pretty close. You get the feeling that certainly Tessa is behind you, and you actually get the feeling that Aranax and Master of Gales are probably kind of on your side. There does seem to be a few that are like maybe on the fence. It seems like the rest are just kind of falling in line with Karabek. But you've been kind of drawing some of the on the fence people back. Which means you are probably pretty close to being tied right now.
Do we have a concept for what a disrepute translates to in terms of voting power?
One
or
vote
is this
for
meant
one
to be
disrepute.
Oh, okay.
So then can we do 2 votes? And
Let's do 3.
3? 3 sounds
Yeah.
good.
Why not?
Could,
Distribute.
I'm just saying. Yeah, you could spend 3 right now very easily.
Like what? How many people are on the council at the moment again? So
with you, there are 16 right now, but Karabak would
16.
have a tiebreaker.
Okay, so 16. 5 of us. It's 5, and then is us. Then it's Tessa, Master of Gales,
And
that's 7.
Aranax seems like he probably would go with you. That's 8.
Okay.
You're
so it's
tied
8,
currently, is what I was saying.
Well, we'll spend.
Yeah, let's spend 3 just to have a little bit of a
have like a little bit of a majority,
as I said,
so it doesn't feel as divisive.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly.
Even though it doesn't actually change anything, just so.
Okay. And certainly yes. If you spend the 3 disrepute, the vote will go through, and the ayes will have it. It will be then. I think that you spent the 3. You were tied before, so you got 11-4 with Karabak, Bonefist, and a few others kind of just voting, seemingly voting with him. You get the feeling that one of the ones that turned quickly with you was Delmora. Was the first one to kind of vote. Yes, she was like she was kind of like on the fence. You feel like she was one of the more very on the fence ones about this, you know. So you will get your normal share of the Sagaran tithe, which is 12,000 gold pieces.
Divided.
Is our share 12,000?
I would imagine.
Or is the total?
Yeah, I would imagine
Divided.
our share, like, as a total group.
Yes,
That's
because
what-
even
that's
if
what
there's
I thought.
multiple seats, there are groupings, and the groupings get them.
Because
yeah.
we're a group,
Yeah.
not a
Well,
not
so,
individual.
so we're splitting the 12,000 amongst ourselves. Is
Yes.
what I was asking.
Yes,
Yeah.
because like Delmora splits it between her and her partner. They have 2 council seats. Her partner doesn't show up because he doesn't need to normally a lot of the time, you know. And honestly, the votes don't. The votes don't matter as much to him. But like, she's there to represent both of them a lot. You know, you'd assume. Okay. So.
Nice number to divide too. Comes out.
Convenient.
Now, Cersei Bloodmoon will bring up the next topic. Issue number 2 that you're bringing to the council. She's going to explain. Normally now, the bulk of the funds the Sagothan tilth are supposed to go towards improvements, port defense of Port Peril, as well as upgrading the Shackles fleet. But I believe we should do something different this time. We need to show that the Shackles is a major power across the world, and I think an important way of doing that is to create towering statues in honor of our grand Hurricane King across the Shackles, to show our respect for our Lord, and to show the strength of the Shackles and its leadership.
Bro.
Who's pitching this?
Stop it.
Cersei Bloodmourne.
Oh, she's simping so hard.
Fucking what? What is it? What a suck up!
I'm surprised we can hear with that boot down her throat.
Like, holy shit!
Damn, dude.
We're obviously against this. Like,
Placing of a sergeant of our tremendous leader, and every port will increase his infamy across all the shackles. The Master of Gales will be the first one to stand up. That is a ridiculous waste of money. The venture itself would be insane to go about. As he says this, and he's probably getting looks from Bonefist, he is probably one of the very few that will outwardly go against Karavak Bonefist. So, how do you want to go about this one? Do you want to influence this vote?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there like an impending invasion coming?
No, no one knows. No one knows if it's coming or not.
Yeah,
That's something that you're assuming will happen. You don't have any direct evidence of it.
We believe it's gonna happen, but we have to find proof to convince other people it's gonna happen.
Yeah, the proof
is in line with us already.
Yeah,
so.
like the proof that you've gotten so far is mostly Chelix is spying and basically undermining the Shackles. It doesn't mean they're going to attack directly, but that's something they've done over the years anyway. Maybe this is a little bit more than it's been recently. A lot more spy work, a little bit more undermining, and some knowledge of like who might be good to bribe, who might be good to just eliminate. But yeah.
I think we could start with a bluff. Or not bluff, diplomacy about... Okay.
So, I want to... Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You continue.
No, go ahead.
I interrupted you completely. You go for it.
I was just going to say we could start with a diplomacy or intimidate about, Chelix has been increasing their spy network. This is not a time to not spend to improve our fleet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. I think the maybe better diplomacy argument is that if we actually want to project more power, we do that by building a bigger and better fleet.
Yeah. Guns project power, not statues.
We invest in fire.
I am going to tell you, as soon as you bring that up, there will be Karavak Bonefist will grunt at you and say, talking about these rumors or something else that's a later topic. If you
about what I was saying, you mean?
Yeah. So there is a topic, an issue that will come up regarding that, but that's not this one.
Yeah. Well.
So they're not going to listen. So he's not going to listen to this one, honestly, and he's going to kind of shut you down.
We didn't say which one we were going to go with either. We were still discussing that.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying.
I was saying we shouldn't bring up the challenge.
Oh, I see. You're saying you're not going to bring up
I was specifically saying that that's probably not the argument we want to go with. We want to go with the argument that this display of power shouldn't be statues, but an actual display of like power by investing in like firearm production.
So I don't know. I think that Revia would probably be willing to say this, but I think something that we should be like, oh, we should be using this money to modernize our armada, because I can't imagine a lot of our ships have cannons on them. They're mostly ballistas and stuff like that. If we focused on that, we'd be much more dangerous than if we instead we spend money on big dumb statues.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm getting at, right? We want to
traveling with someone who did make a very efficient cannon design.
We should invest in upgrading the arms of our ships to project power in a tangible way.
All right. Well, if you want to roll your diplomacy and get some assistance.
Yeah.
I
wonder if Myste could assist with this, but with her like knowledge engineering or whatever, because that's kind of like the angle we're going at with this. If that's possible. It is just
not really in this case.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't think any of them really care for the technical specs kind of right now.
probably don't understand the technical aspects of.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You know,
Like it's sort of like
Hey.
you could give the knowledge engineering, but like they would have to make their own to understand it. So
Okay, yeah.
some of
They're-
them might.
They're pirates. They're not the smartest people on the planet.
Yeah, like
Hey.
a couple of them might understand it. Most of them probably won't.
Yeah, they're not
Well,
the
it's-
smartest. Loud.
Diplomacy assisters. Roll me your assistance.
I get a
I would
plus
like to help.
10, so I automatically.
Yeah, Jacob's is the tertiary assister when necessary.
So
That's okay.
as I do that, I'm gonna spend 2 points of my meta magic, my arcane pool, to give my spell Bestow Insight, Still, and Silence, and give myself a +8 insight bonus to diplomacy, make me trained in it, so I can, as I realize that this isn't like a drunken party that I thought it would be. It's an actual democratic forum.
Actual politics.
Yeah.
Wait, well that means you have a +8 additional, meaning you just get a 10
Yeah.
default.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I
So-
get +2 and then 1 for every 4 levels. The maximum is 6
Okay.
at this point. Another 4, so it's 6.
Okay, so you still have to roll then. You just
Yeah.
have to roll,
Yeah.
not a 1.
Not a
That is
one. Hey,
Not a
we
1. Let's go.
got 2 assistances.
All right. I'll put the trait bonus in already, so everything is factored in.
Okay,
That's a 39.
that's a good roll. All right. Certainly, you bring up a good point, and you definitely seem like you've got some people thinking about your words. Though, of course, you can definitely also tell there's some grumbling and like foul looks coming from the Hurricane King.
He really liked the statue.
He's not our friend. We're making him mad.
He really liked the idea of the statues.
Fuck this
Yeah,
guy.
but that's such a loser mentality.
Look, you know,
Let's build statues and be across the shackles.
he didn't suggest it. Someone else suggested. He's like, "That's
Yeah.
a great idea."
Yeah,
Probably
that's
add
the way you
better.
think.
Suggested for him.
Can like the
Probably,
way
he probably left his diary out open saying, I really want statues
Yeah,
across
I can't wait for down the line the day Yaalkol's Hurricane King for Revia to rock up. Be like, we should build a big statue of Yaalkol.
But one statue, not like a bunch, and it's really big.
yeah, it's gonna be like the one from Lord of the Rings, 2 statues.
Wait a second. It's here around.
It's the Futurama. It's the Bender statue from Futurama. It just breathes fire and screams, "Remember me."
Hold up,
Yeah,
Remember me.
the statue is gonna have an internal cavity where we store all of our loot. Okay, come on. Okay,
This is
you
terrible
can't argue
faith
now.
with loot.
I
What a
won.
legacy.
I won,
Legacy
right?
It's exactly that statue of Futurama. That's
Are you
exactly
gonna
what
say
they
no
did.
to that? We could build it in the second bay at the island of the islands.
I hate that this went from being a joke to actually a good idea.
Any other attempts to influence the group?
Let's do our intimidates and bluffs, I guess.
All right, who's
What
intimidating?
angles do we want to take on those?
Yeah. How do we want to intimidate?
So intimidate. Oh, we can't use the threat of Chelik to
No.
intimidate.
That's a
No.
later
What-
problem.
What we should say is, right, intimidate someone was saying, look, only the weak, will disregard a strong, powerful nation. We should flex our military might that all who might encroach upon the council's territory.
That's pretty good. All that would
That's
occur
good, yeah.
the council territory.
bad.
Yeah.
If you want, I'll take lead on it.
Yeah.
You got the highest mod.
Yeah.
So you get
I
plus for me.
assist as well, so you just get a +4.
+4. And this time I'll actually hit enter. And 33.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Above
That's
30 above 30 is good in Pathfinder.
I
25.
hey,
Like
that's a
yeah,
pretty good check.
I got the diplomacy DCs memorized, and it's bad.
Yeah, that's pretty.
these are different DCs entirely, though. I'm gonna
Oh,
let
thank
you know.
God. I would
Yeah.
say, yeah, the diplomacy DCs are like 25.
Each of
for
these
us.
issues has a DC, and I know what that DC is, basically.
We
I
definitely.
assume this one.
This one's probably
maybe
low.
the DCs aren't very high for this one.
This one's just ridiculous.
No, the DC is the highest of them all in this one.
Oh wow!
Because
That's-
Bone Fist basically
Right,
went,
it's just-
yes,
Really wants
and
it,
no
yeah.
one wants to go against him except the Master of Chaos.
And us. We're literally saying no.
Yeah.
Fuck this guy.
Yeah, it's basically been like, you know, you're
I
the
was
champion.
laughing at the suggestion. It's like, really?
He hasn't been an adventurer for a while.
Anyway.
He's lost touch with reality.
And look, it's Bloodmorn's suggestion. He just really liked that idea.
Yeah, he really likes.
She's a simp.
Uh-huh.
She's
She is a simp.
Yeah.
Anyway, does someone want to attempt a bluff?
I rolled it last time, so you can roll it this time, Chester. Assuming Jacub wants to assist as well.
And what angle do we want to take on this?
What angle?
For a bluff?
We're lying.
Surely the great Hurricane King doesn't need to boost his ego with a statue.
That's not really a bluff.
That's not. That's just
Yeah.
actually just true.
That's
He does.
just-
We can lie about some other statues that were built that completely collapsed and citizens made fun of it, and we're basically just making up a story about like a similar thing, but it went horribly and right. That's my idea.
It's not a bad
That's
idea.
literally what bluffing is, right? We're
Yeah,
making up
yeah.
a
Bluffing
story.
is lying, yes.
Yeah.
So we just make up a story about just like how like a nation across the sea in like Varesia tried this project and it like completely failed, backfired, the statues collapsed. You know,
Or their
there's a
enemies
lot.
defaced it.
Yeah, the enemies defaced it. They did they.
Oh my god, that's the best angle to take. We're bluff. Like, we're pirates. Be like, can you think of how often people are going to deface the statues?
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'll be climbing it next week. Okay.
You can comment next week with a bucket of paint.
Bluff. It's a known fact. The more guns you have, the bigger your manhood is.
All right, Jacob, roll your assist. On that note.
God. And let's see what Jacub gets.
It has to be above a 10, Jacob. Believe it in you. Channeled energy.
Push the button. Pull it
Push
all
the
up.
button. Push the button. Push the button. Push
Oh,
the button. So close.
So +2.
So close.
+2. Our bluff isn't our greatest skill. It's like, if it was a class skill of mine, it would be better.
20.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to spend any disrepute on influencing this?
Yes. Get
4.
this fucking shitty idea.
Spending
out of
4.
Yeah, I'll say 4.
Okay, you're spending
Fuck it.
4.
That basically guarantees it. That's 4 votes. We're 5 at minimum. That's 9.
I will tell you that will
or
certainly guarantee it, as you are down to 20 disrepute. I'll
I'm
tell you,
marking
the last 2 DCs, because those are done. First DC, 28. This one was 32.
Wow.
If you didn't, you spent enough. You know how many votes you started with from the council other than yourself? 1!
Yeah. But that's still 6. So we only had to win 3.
You did have to only win 3 over with your votes. The thing is, you having 5 votes makes it very easy for you to influence things a lot more than if you only had 1 vote. It's good for you.
We did spend a lot of work to get that
Yes,
full credit.
you
Yeah.
did.
It was rough.
Which is very good, but this is one of those ones that it was still really hard to win it over.
Just
And
pissing off the guy who rules the country, technically.
Well,
yeah.
we're saving the
So
shackles of
the
4
good
votes, man.
news is, because the nays have it, the spending tith is handled normally. There's no change in resources, and you don't get the plunder of the +5 increased DC to selling plunder for the rest of the campaign. And if you ever hire any kind of mercenaries, an increased price for that. Because
we're a
money
laughing
would have
stock?
been spent on statues.
On dumbass
Right.
statues.
You basically just shot down the really terrible idea. Congratulations.
Man,
It just sounded terrible as soon as it was said.
It's such a shit plan.
luckily we're adventurers, so we're like crazy enough to actually go against the head of state.
Alright.
Misty is-
This is. I think Revia used to have some faith in the system of the Shackles, but this has crushed all of
The
that.
beautiful thing is Bonefist is exactly the type of person Misty would have to kill.
Mhm.
A shitty, corrupt leader who doesn't do anything.
I support you, Killer.
I mean, he does things. He pirates. He doesn't do any leadership stuff. He just murders and, loots and stuff.
Well, it's not even to do leadership stuff. He actually harms the nation in his leadership.
It does.
There are, in fact, only 3 evil members of the council. There's 1 good member of the council. Delamora Berets, chaotic good.
I'm chaotic good.
Yeah. But there are 3
I'm not.
evil members of the council. The rest are just neutral, chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
I will let you know.
Pirates are chaotic.
The evil ones, the werewolf, of course, and
Bonefist?
Bonefist, yes, and then
and Bloodmore?
Aranex. He's neutral evil. Remember, he would have been lawful evil when he worked for Chelix. He went neutral.
Yeah. He just also looks evil.
He is kind of evil looking.
Damn neutrals.
All right,
He does have a sick greatsword, though, I will say.
Yes, he is kind of neat that way. So I'm going to do one more vote, and then we'll take our break. Because this one is a smaller vote, which I don't know how you want to look at it. So, this one is a declaration of rights of salvage. Avamar Sornash, your good old werewolf friend, comes to the forefront, and he's going to say, "There's all been this whisperings and stories being told of the Isle of the Black Tower and having some kind of magical sword or something that's been lost inside. The tower itself, its location, the island is on, is the closest to Olo. Our settlement's the closest. I want salvage rights over the island, just for Olo and my people." Joyless Raffles will kind of like skirk down at this, and it's just like he says, "Similar vote was made by me in the previous council meeting, but for a different island, and it was voted down. I don't believe it would be fair for anyone to get special permission from the council to have particular control over the salvage of any random island not under their control."
Makes sense.
Did someone do like a knowledge local check up on this sword? Do we know anything about it?
The sword would be probably history. If you want a local check, you could know about what it means for salvage rights. If you want to know about that,
I can do the local for stuff.
yeah.
I'll try history. I get +5.
30.
Okay.
I know.
You know that it would basically mean if salvage rights means not only would they be able to explore it free reign without anything, but if anybody else wanted to try to go to that place, let's say you or someone you know, they'd have to pay a percentage of whatever they find to them.
We're fucking pirates. What is this?
Is this unprecedented?
Not necessarily. You know,
Salvage rights are dumb.
basically,
Right?
if you vote nay, it'll be like kind of finders keepers.
Sornash is our friend. No,
No.
Sornash isn't our friend.
Sornash isn't our friend.
He hates us.
He
Yeah,
we almost
dislikes-
fought him over.
This guy's a friend.
He's
Never
the
mind.
guy that got drugged and therefore got horny. At your party.
I was thinking
Yeah,
of the
that
wrong
excuses
wear
behavior.
person. Yeah, wrong way person. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and I also agree that we should.
You can split your votes on this one if you want to.
Does Jacob know anything about the sword?
What did Jacub history? No.
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably like a fucking 40.
Okay.
I'll tell you this much. I will give you something. It's rumored the Isle of Black Tower is this like mystical place, and there's a magical sword called Iger's Kiss that's supposed to be lost inside. That's all you know about it. That's the rumor that's going around. Basically, it's the basic rumor.
I whispered part. Do we want to go find that sword?
I mean, I think that I whisper. Everyone should be able to have a chance to look at it, whether or not.
That's not the
you want
question.
it.
It's about making friends or enemies. Do we want to find the sword or not? Because I do.
I don't give a shit.
I think
useful.
I don't like that guy.
I say yes because I think I
say do it.
I vote no.
Uh,
No salvage rights.
Yeah,
they're
I'll
gonna make
vote no.
enemies everywhere.
I will make an argument for why salvage rights should not be given out.
Okay.
Because it's antithetical to the spirit of pirating to mark a place as unlootable, unexplorable, and then to be forced to give that to someone else that's sitting on their ass, not on the ship, not exploring. That's not what it means to be a pirate.
I would like to
Yeah,
add.
I mean, if he
to help-
wants it so bad, why doesn't he go?
Yeah,
Why hasn't
exactly.
he gone?
Yeah, exactly.
And got it?
I could at the end when as soon as Revia does the end of the speech, just just punctuate it with I mean, if you want the sword so bad, go get it.
like a pirate would.
I'll roll my diplomacy, I guess.
I'll assist.
Yeah, I want Yaalkol to assist, even though it's not optimal. I want Yaalkol to do it.
Go ahead, Yaalkol.
you can do it.
I believe. I want it so
You
bad.
can do it.
I want it so bad.
You can do a government.
It's 2 numbers. It's 8.
He
Yes.
did a government.
Yes.
Yaalkol did government.
I did the government.
He loves democracy.
31. I rolled a 3. But I assume that's probably way over the DC for this.
Do you want to do any more influence?
I want. Are we okay with Yaalkol intimidating with his part about getting his sword?
Okay, how would you intimidate you?
I want Yaalkol to. Do you have something you want to say? I want to get you
Yeah.
involved. That's all. Okay.
Yaalkol would just be would at first just like kind of staring at Sarnash while he's there and say, just lean forward and say, a real pirate mixes it up when they want something. And it just stands up and I say, a real pirate gets their hand dirty. A real pirate gets on their ship and gets and gets in the fight. Or do you just fight unarmed ladies after you've had one too many?
Yeah, cool. What the fuck?
I can drop it.
Yaalkol doesn't like this guy,
Oh my
and
God.
also I just think this is so cowardly. He's
Spitting
like,
fire.
I want rights to this. We don't have rights. Nobody has rights. We
Oh.
steal the things we want.
Okay, we're free people. We all have rights.
Does he get?
The
Does he
rights
try to
you
punch
get,
it?
the rights you
fight
get
at
are by
the table?
strength of arm. Welcome to being a pirate.
Is there a fight at the table?
No,
there's a-
not right now. But yeah.
Backroom brawl.
No,
We don't like this guy. We're making an enemy. It's fine. It's what we do.
it's not good.
Yaalkol makes enemies.
really
This is why,
bad. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna tell
generally-
you. If you want to make the enemy knock yourselves out, I know how this is gonna affect things later on.
Like, guys,
You're turning a guy
Yeah.
who is neutral to an enemy.
you need to chill.
Can I just rephrase that instead as just
You did directly shoot at him.
You
Yeah.
did drop a nuke on him when
A
it
roll,
was like
a roll
mostly like a
hasn't really
disagreement.
been made yet, so you could change your plan.
Yeah.
Think about
Think,
Yaalkol.
think
I
about
feel
it for a
I
moment.
feel like Yaalkol may have learned because Revia scolded him heavily last time he did that.
So Yaalkol stands up and he's thinking all this stuff in his head,
Drop
and then
it.
He runs through it. He's like,
thoughts he's like,
and then you hear Revia's voice.
eh.
Don't do that. That's bad.
Instead I'll say,
do it.
instead I'll say, you know who has to enforce rights? Arms. That's what enforces rights. Guns. The same way we enforce rights already. Why do you need some fancy piece of paper to tell you you own an island? If I wanted that something on that island, I'd go and get it. Maybe I just will.
All right, roll your intimidate check.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's
I'll-
directly calling this man out.
assist him.
It's an intimidate. I have to do something
I'll
intimidating.
assist.
shit!
And I'll assist too.
I'm getting Civ leader vibe.
Why don't you have
that
Yaalkol roll? I'm just gonna be honest. Like up until now, you've been like, "Oh, we're going to roll." Why isn't Yaalkol rolling these?
Why is
I didn't know you had a plus 15.
Yaalkol doesn't like that. The problem is the way that I'm always going to roleplay it because I have the feat that gives my strength to my intimidation is I physically intimidate people.
Yeah.
So like the way that I would actually be doing this, I'd be standing up. I try to be looming over him because I'm a big person. It doesn't work as well with the werewolf because I imagine he's not smaller than me.
You're like flexing a bit, you know what I mean?
It's just the way my character, I literally make myself big, almost like I'm trying to scare a bear off.
Pump yourself up.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
So that's basically what I'm gonna do.
All right. Anybody trying a bluff, or you just going with that?
Misty doesn't care.
I don't think we need to. I think we dropped everything we needed to.
I will say though that when it does come to the vote, Misty's just gonna be like, sure, whatever. This guy can have his stupid fucking salvage rates if it shuts him up.
Okay. So we have how many nays and one? We have one eye. I guess at least 4 nays.
I'll say
or-
nay.
I want the sword. I want to go get the sword just,
Jacob, what are you
just
voting?
because.
I'm gonna help out with my captain. Anything that can make him. I've never seen him so revved up over something.
The nays will have it. I'm going to say the initial vote was you were going to be like if you guys had voted, you wouldn't have had to make checks. I'm going to be honest. You know, like the initial, it was almost tied without you, with the eyes barely winning. And the DC was 20 to convince people. They just don't really care a lot. Hey,
Yeah, it's
so the
kind of
Black
just
Town
like,
remains a finder's keeper's state, and any plunder or loot taken from the Isle requires no tithe to anyone at all.
To
So,
be clear, we're heading there, okay, guys?
before we get on to issue 4,
Break.
take a break.
Want to do a break?
Yep, because if you don't remember what we said at the end of last season, we're going to be switching to 3 hours now, so we're going to be ending at midnight, so we're taking a break now, an hour and a half in. So if you need a snack, drink, bathroom break, go ahead and get them, and we'll be back in a little bit with the back half of the council, which has gone crazily, in a good way. Be right back. God, why is there a Monopoly?
It's not even a good game. It's not even fun.
Hey,
Monopoly's not
Hi,
fun.
everybody. We're back as we
It's never
complain
been
about
fun.
Monopoly. Look, welcome to discussing tabletop, where we complain against USAopoly, bringing a new low to existence.
I just want to say, has anyone ever had fun playing Monopoly past the age of 7?
Sorry.
Not even at the age of 7. I'm sorry.
But that's because you just don't know what's happening.
Look, chat, all you need to know is from this conversation is there's a D-Day themed Monopoly board that exists.
That's just horrific.
Fucking tank. One of the categories is negotiation. I know that's a Monopoly thing, but it's just like I imagine 2 people just fucking shit doing real estate deals on the fucking beach, explosions in the background, people screaming. It's just like, yeah, I'll take Omaha Beach for like $400. It's like, no, that's $450 at least.
And then he gets shot in the head.
Yeah, and then he gets
Jesus Christ.
Another person takes his place instantly. Oh my god. Sorry.
It's okay.
This is the best. Humanity is a sin, and this is what the price of our sin
This
is.
is peak board game.
Alright, anyways, sorry about that.
The 4th topic.
Yeah, 4th pirate topic.
The council, which we've made
Create a
only
pirate monopoly.
That's amazing.
I kill Chester.
It's just ritualistic. We all just circle around.
Okay,
This is the sacrificial
so,
part.
coming back, now that we've had this conversation, the 4th issue brought forth today. So, Hard Luck Macy will take a step forward, and he'll kind of like, Misty, you can have a sense motive very obvious here. Like, because he's not showing, he's not hiding his attitude about what he's about to talk about. I'm going to tell you.
Do you want me to roll it or
Go ahead and roll it. Sense motive.
the 40?
40.
God.
He seems incredibly indifferent about what he's going to say.
Okay.
And he's like, an issue was brought to me by another pirate, another free captain that's among us, a Mr. Barnabas Harrigan. It seems though a former first mate of his, Scrags Rotgram, has been engaged in unsanctioned piracy against Sargavin vessels. This would be usually a problem. To keep unsanctioned piracy down, Scrags and his ship, the Devilist Duchess, should be declared outlaws. Bonefist will kind of like grunt at this. And he'll kind of like sit back, kind of like be like, and take like a swig of his rum and be like, anything Harrigan brings forward is not worth the council's time. Doesn't matter if he came begging to you, asking for you to bring this to the council's look. So, up to you how you want to vote on this one. If Scrags Rockerum has been engaging in unsanctioned piracy against Sagarvan vessels, that would be a worthy reason to declare him an outlaw. But it's Harrigan.
Yeah, Harrigan's a lying shitbag.
So it's hard to tell you if Scrags is actually doing that or not. You don't know.
Or
Yeah.
is it more likely that he has split off similar to what we did, and he just doesn't like that?
The thing is,
We don't know.
honestly,
tell.
you don't know. And that's the problem. It could be that way, or because the thing is, he was a former first mate, meaning the chances of him splitting off like you do exist, but also, not unlikely.
The eel story kind of, well, not,
Fucking Scourge?
yeah.
Looking Scourge were going to,
They
kind
were
of.
going to, so it stands to
killed.
reason that they
was
possibly.
possible.
But the thing is, they weren't going to because they were treated badly by Harrigan. They just wanted to
They
be
just wanted
accepted.
their own.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's sort of like
Are there
different.
any stores? Are there any like local stores that might confer this?
Honestly, we've been on an island for the past month. I doubt we would have heard anything.
Yeah, we just threw a
Yeah.
party. There's drunk people talking about stuff.
Even still, I feel like we wouldn't have heard about that. This seems like something off our radar. These are the
Misty-
people that pay us for protection, right?
Yeah.
The
So-
people they're robbing.
They
yes.
basically bribe you that effectively certain Sagarvan ships cannot be targeted. Basically,
Yeah, it's basically it's a tithe, so we don't target them.
like there are Sagarvan ships that do not have protection of the tithe that can be targeted, but there are those that are under the protection, and of course, breaking this would be highly illegal and should be taken care of.
Can we make a motion to table this for investigation to verify these rumors?
You
That's what I would
could
suggest, yeah.
try.
I say
Because-
we
I'm gonna
slow it
tell
down,
you,
and then we go
A
investigate.
motion to table it would probably have to convince Bonefist to do it, and because he'd have to basically make the choice to do it. And
He'd
you
have
get the
to
sense
do
that
the
he
job, yeah.
doesn't like right now. He seems to be against this, honestly, because it's like his grumbling. It was just like it's another idiot
Yeah.
plan or problem of Harrigan's. It's not our, he doesn't feel like this is worthy of the council's time. Seems like Bonefist has no love lost for Harrigan at all. Kind of hates him. Maybe.
My recommendation is we just vote this down and then we go investigate it.
And I get a general vibe on.
Yeah, because we
people
could always
who-
bring it
Sure.
back up.
You can raise your sense motive.
Exactly. If we
Just ask
find
for
new
a bad
evidence,
check.
we can be like,
That's
hey,
a 20.
Um,
That's a really bad roll for me.
I
I'm
mean,
taking the
honestly,
vodka.
I'm going to tell you because I'm using the influence check to give you an idea of the DC. You do get a sense of the room. No one's really hiding or their feelings, or it seems like too passionate. It feels like the room's a little split, but it feels like most of the attitude comes in from if he is doing stuff against Sargafan vessels, that should be taken care of.
Yeah.
But also, it's like Harrigan.
It's Harrigan. He's an asshole.
He's
Why don't we-
known to be an asshole.
Yeah,
I
he's a
think we
known
should-
piece of shit.
Yeah.
He
I
knows
think
he's
we
a
should
liar and cheat.
Yeah.
I think we should go with voting it down and then maybe investigate it ourselves.
Misty
And
would.
if there
would,
is,
yeah, vote it down.
I'm definitely on
opinion.
board with investigating this because I think if he is breaking it, that we should enforce something against him. But we can't trust Harrigan at his word ever.
No.
Is Harrigan part of the council?
No, Harrigan is not part of the council. We
He
took him
competed
if he
with
wanted.
you to try to get a seat.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
And he cheated and lost.
He cheated.
He technically lost barely against you anyway, but he did cheat. Like
That's
He
also
was-
because I rolled below a 5 on average.
I'm going to admit, it's like he cheats because he can't not cheat, and he gets caught no matter what. It's sort of like even if you fuck up, it's like it's less respect for you, and you don't get some other bonuses like your high disrespect or disrepute infamy. You wouldn't have gained some bonuses to that, but you still get like the win because he cheats. Even if you would have lost all the checks.
Well, otherwise the game doesn't.
Yeah.
The game stops.
The game
right?
can't
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah.
yet.
Like,
Well,
it's a required.
Now you just
but
pirate
there
for
are
a while.
bonuses to winning is like kind of
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
like, the game is like set to like yes you will win, but yes if you win, actually you get some stuff. If not, then we just have to. The game's nice to you and like throws you a bone.
Can I get the name of this dude again?
Sure,
is the-
it is Skaggs Rotgram. I'll put it in chat here.
Yeah, I want to write this down because I do want to investigate this dude.
I think
Yeah.
Jacub would say to our group, and be like, voting for this would remove Rotgram's ability to parlay. So I feel like piracy. Aren't you guys all about that kind of be able?
Misty will bring up to the group that it might be good to let him vote no on him being an outlaw, because if we can get to him, he may have information we can use.
Yeah, mostly it's like I just don't trust Harrigan's telling the truth. This guy might be a rival to Harrigan, so an ally to us.
Yeah.
But we should kind of find out if he is breaking the tithe because hey, we might be pirates, but if someone's tithing you respect that.
Yeah, otherwise it means nothing and we're not going to get tithe.
Yeah.
We're literally getting free money.
It ruins it for everyone.
Yeah. Misty will vote big old no.
Okay,
Well, he's
No.
Vote no as well.
all right. Anybody else? What's your votes?
Yeah. Nay.
yeah, nay.
Okay. Then yes, it is voted down. No bounty is placed on Skaggs Rotgram's head. All right. Now, issue 5. This issue begins with Tessa Fairwind bringing up information and revealing to the council. She's like, I've been, as you know from previous meetings over the months, I've been researching and looking into information on Chelish activity. As previously shown, there were Chelish spies working to undermine the stability of the Shackles. Now, with this evidence that I've been gathering, I've reached the conclusion and showing off some information. There's a very high possibility there is a Chelish supervisor and traitor among the pirate lords themselves. The clues and intelligence that the newest members of our council helped retrieve during the investigation of spies helps reveal this. As she says this, Aranax is actually going to stand up and be like, we should do our best to bring out this spy. I propose that we increase funding in searching for the spy. And put together a stipend to search for such a traitor in our midst. You'll hear, there'll actually be some words in response to him bringing this up. And you'll hear someone go, well, ain't that one calling the kettle black? And another one would be, and you'll hear another, call cutter in between, kind of joking almost at Aranax bringing this up. Don't they call Hell Harbor Little Chelix? And you don't even have to roll Misty. You can tell that Aranax is kind of really not happy about these comments. He's kind of in a bad mood.
Honestly, the party can tell Misty is also not happy about these comments.
Yeah, they're annoying. These guys are losers.
As he brings that up, Bonefist once again kind of speaks up, and he kind of goes to himself, kind of shakes his hand, and is like, Chelix poses no threat to the Shackles. You honestly think a few spies here and there mean anything? They're just rattling cages and attempting to make things themselves look threatening. They're fighting amongst themselves too much. They couldn't ever organize anything of a threat. They're too busy with all their other problems. It's just saber rattling. A few ships coming down here and there, hunting a few of our smaller pirates, getting cocky. Nothing that is actually a threat.
Didn't we see a big-ass pirate hunting ship here?
You did. As he said, a couple of ships here and there hunting minor pirates is what his thing was.
We were minor at the time.
Yeah.
They weren't.
I want to roll. I want to roll a sense motive on him.
I also want to.
Okay.
I'll join another fun.
Okay. Misty, he believes the words he says, honestly.
Okay.
He doesn't see Chelix as a threat.
Because my other thing would have been to discern lies.
Yeah.
He's just an idiot. Got it.
He's just a dumbass.
But
in
not
his,
dumbass.
In fairness, Chelix
Big ego.
hasn't made any
big ego.
Big move.
Yeah.
Either.
Chelix has never made a big move, and honestly, he is very powerful.
Yeah.
That's not a lie when I say Karex Bonefist earns his place as a Hurricane King. He is the strongest pirate in...
Because he's not bringing good ideas to the table, so he's doing
the thing
something.
is, he is overconfident in his abilities and his strength. That is something that's probably a big flaw here.
I think we're all in favor of supporting Aranax in this and trying to find the spy, right? Now, how to convince other people?
I would argue that finding spy not only shows to everyone else who's not on the council that the council is willing to take action and reigning supreme, but also it would be Marabu's that kind of a public show to say, look, we found this. Come watch us hang him.
Oh, that's super great, actually. Yeah. Finding the spy would make the Hurricane King even more, make him respected more by the people, right? And it will show off his power, right? We inflate his ego.
And then we could do a 1-2 punch with the intimidate after the. Well, let's see how the diplomacy goes, and then see if we need.
Okay. What is the 2 punch? Tell me what the 2 punches first.
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay.
More or less. This is less to do with this, more because Misty is from Chelix.
Yeah.
There was a point in Shackles' history, I believe Shackles' history, where the Chelix came down here and basically got their asses fucking kicked. Their entire fleet was sunk in desperation.
I believe that is true, and that's another one of the reasons probably that, there's a confidence. But the thing is, it's Chelix sent an invasionary fleet, which wasn't their full might.
No, it was a smaller fleet.
Yeah. Chelix could organize a much larger fleet. Now, there are issues with that, certainly, but it's not impossible for Chelix, especially, if a number of houses agree to it.
And this will be kind of... I'm going to feed this information to someone who is diplomatic, aka not me, I have a -1.
Mm-hmm.
It would be entirely possible that Chelix, because it wasn't that long ago, might want revenge. And if that ever comes, they would have a spy network here. And certainly someone on the council to feed them ship movements and things.
You can even pose it as if they're not a threat, they will seek to undermine the stuff that we want to do.
I will
do
that to someone who is more diplomatic, because I have a -1.
I think that goes in with everything we're kind of, about about it's good for your image. I think the biggest thing is we want to try to convince this dude of it. And if we make him agree, everyone else will kind of more or less go towards it. So I think trying to inflate his ego is really good. And maybe you can say like, and if we find the spy and we find out they're coming to invade, that means you can demonstrate how much better you are than the Chellic. Right.
That
So
is certainly puffing him up. Yeah.
yeah, I want to boost him up after we've been shitting on him.
Mm-hmm.
What is the? I want to hear Yakul's 2-punch.
Well, we got to see how the diplomacy goes first
Yeah.
for the 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
Not need if we need the 2 punch.
I will have something to add when the intimidate comes.
So, obviously Chester's giving me another.
Yep.
I guess
You
Jacob
get
rolled
+2 for me.
your plus.
And Jacob, do it.
He can. All
He
right.
did
Jacob
it.
can do it. Woo!
Yes,
Thanks,
he
guys.
can.
I
That's-
rolled the lowest I
Natural
could
what?
possibly roll.
Insane.
What?
That is dog shit.
What are those?
It is still a 29.
You rolled a what?
That's
It's
Wow.
still a
real
29.
bad.
At least it's not an auto fail.
It is not an autofail. This is true. All right.
It might succeed.
All right.
Maybe.
We've made your check. Any other checks you're making?
So the 2 punch would be basically we would since you already brought up the last time that the Chellics invaded, we would just say something to the effect of, last time they came with a minor fleet, and it wouldn't take too much for them to lock arms together and bring an entire mighty fleet down on us. And if we're not ready for them, if we let them come in when they have spies amongst us, when we're weak, we're just gonna fold.
Yeah, I will also add into Yaalkol's thing that in an intimidating manner, that as someone who knows what Chellics does to people that they do not like, every member of this council would not face a swift death, but rather a very long, drawn-out, and torturous one.
All right. Roll those intimidate checks.
I'll roll for my help.
I automatically assist.
No, I wanted to roll the dice anyways. I automatically assist.
Oh, yeah. Okay, those are some good rolls. And,
Who's or am I rolling for it or someone else?
I just wanted to roll a die.
You
'cause
can
I like
also-
rolling dice.
two
I
people
figured,
now.
I got
I figured
30,
Erik was
Kate.
rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just like rolling
So
buttons.
then you auto assist, so that's 34.
So yeah. So there you go.
34.
Good
Pretty
enough.
good roll. Pretty good roll. Anybody attempting a bluff check of some kind?
Oh, yeah.
How do you bluff this?
I don't know if there's a convincing lie we can tell.
No, I'm sure there's something.
We could overstate like the intelligence that we got. We could be like,
No,
we
because
have
we would have to
evidence-
we would have to prove it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the only thing is we'd have to
Yeah.
nut up if we try to do anything like that. So I
Rumors.
don't think it's worth.
Rumors exist. We could have heard something from passing merchants.
That's true. We could have heard that they that
Say
there
that
has
they already
been
stole something.
there's been recent reconciliation amongst the houses, and
yeah.
we've heard that there are mending they're mending fences, and whenever they are united, that is dangerous to us. Something to that effect.
Yeah,
If we wanted to.
All right, who's
Yeah,
rolling the
works.
bluff then?
I'll let you roll it, Chester, since
Okay.
you haven't had to go this time. You can. I gave you +2. I don't know if anyone else is bluff to give you +2 as well.
I have a -1 bluff on this guy.
I can. Yeah, cool deal, bluff. I don't. Anything higher than. I'm gonna roll for.
It's not intimidate. It's
Ooh, he
Yeah.
helped.
So +4. Okay, so we're at 14 bluff here.
Yeah. Let's
Not
see.
bad.
I have a
Oh,
Very
let's
good, not
go.
bad.
That's a good roll then.
Nice.
Okay.
We should definitely
And-
spend.
We good with spending like 4, just to confirm it, or you want to spend maybe 2 if we're not that worried.
I'd say 4 is good enough.
I'd say 4 would be fine.
How much do we have left?
How much?
You would
Yeah.
be down to 16 if you spent the 4. You're at 20 right now. You've spent
Yeah.
7 so far.
It's a lot to spend on this one meeting.
This is important, though.
I do agree, actually. You know what? You're right. Let's spend the 4.
This is very important.
If I was going to nickel and dime, I should have did it at the last couple
Yes.
ones. This one's not the one to do it on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's throw 4. Let's throw 4.
Yeah, and as like a in-game perspective, we'd rather this be more unanimous than like a close vote, right? We want more
I
people,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
Just as like from a perspective of like the world.
Yep. Okay. All right. I'm guessing all of you are voting aye for this
Of
one.
course. Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
This is literally our whole thing.
Hey. You got 2 out of 3 of the checks.
Yeah, the 29 failed.
DC
Weird.
30.
I'm so
Wow.
shocked that the 29 failed in Pathfinder. That's weird.
I mean, it was possible because some of the DCs were
Oh.
like
Just
28.
rolled 1.
You re-roll a 1.
I mean,
so
the one was
sad.
32.
That's so sad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 1 was you still had plus 28, which is really good. I mean, like, the fact is you had to roll a 2 to get this.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
it was
it's
just-
not that
so-
it was not
so
that different. You just
sad.
rolled
It's
so
depressing.
bad.
It's just so depressing.
But
it is what it is.
certainly,
I mean, it's me. What do you expect?
Yep.
basically turning most of the votes on your side, as there actually was a pretty good people. It was 4-7 before you influenced the votes. So adding in 6, basically the only one who voted against it was Bonefist himself,
fucking
who
Bonefist.
really just didn't want to spend the money. Honestly, you get the feeling he probably just wanted to put the money in his pocket.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Bumpus is the worst.
Yeah.
He's-
And you know what?
There's a reason people don't like him. I'm shocked.
And you know what? I just fit. If I had rolled 1 higher on that die, I would have convinced him to vote for it.
You actually would have. You would have
Yeah.
convinced him that,
That's
like,
just
That's
bad.
like
To spend the
that's
money.
literally the good. That's like the best meme is to like 1 higher. Any other number on a D20, I
Yeah,
would have
you
convinced.
you could have gaslit this man.
Well,
He would have
we guessed it.
grumbled along and been like, fine, whatever, grumble, whatever. Anyway, so Tessa will get funding to look into and basically have something to try to get rid of spies and more. She will have funding to put together a group to specifically try to root out more spies. So now than just like recruiting randos like you, she can put together a task force for that, which is good.
We're not random
We were kind of random
at the time.
at the
we're-
time.
At this point in time, there were probably there are a lot more topics on the agenda. There are dozens, like a dozen topics that still haven't come up. But Bonefist will kind of like slam his fist down after this and be like, enough! This meeting is coming to a close. I need to visit my consort for some comfort in arms. As he's just kind of like get up and just leave at that point in time.
She's fucking what a baby. What a little
I need a
kid.
prostitute. It's
I
like,
need a
really?
whore.
It's his consort, okay? It's not a prostitute.
Yeah.
Give her credit at least, okay?
She's classy.
She's she,
Well,
She's like-
no, she's probably
she's
not.
Legally
pers-
bound to him in some way.
yeah, he's basically it's his personal prostitute that he
Yes.
basically
Yeah.
More
bribes.
or less.
But I'm just saying, it's like,
No, I
I've
got
had enough of the work. I need my
I need to
prostitute.
go fuck.
he
He's
does,
listen.
he just
he's a-
does
he's
say
a-
that.
He's a bit of a loser, okay? We can all agree.
No, I mean, he's got a fucking skeleton hand, so like,
He's also like
Nothing
like,
happened with
he's
that.
just
He's
just a
also, like-
terrible, he's awful.
he's also like really high level. That's one of the reasons he's got control.
Yeah.
There
He's
are
like
pirates on the
level
council
15.
that are like level 5. He is like level 15. Yes,
He's probably going to die at some point from a skeletal hand curse.
he does have skeletal hand problem.
Yeah, so he's got big skeletal hand energy.
Maybe that's what I can do.
a lot.
Fort Hazard. That's the place that you're in right now. I
Yeah,
finally just
Fort
saw it.
Hazard.
Yeah. So, the pirate lords, kind of a little like filled with food, booze, and finishing up their work, will begin to break apart and head to their respective ships. As your group is departing, though, Misty, a hand will kind of reach out and touch your
boy.
shoulder.
All right,
Pardon, but I would like to
So-
speak to you in private.
that's what I think it is.
It is Aranax Edema.
That's what I figured. Of course.
He'll kind of lead you off to like a side chamber as everybody else kind of like finishes up some food, last drinks, and starts departing. And he kind of like turns towards you. And he likes. So, Myste Curtov, you find yourself in a similar position to my own.
It seems I do.
I know of you and your exploits. Seems like you have a similar opinion to mine that Chelix will not be quiet.
No, I know they won't.
Well, as much as they're out for my head, they're twice as much out for yours. My betrayal is much more simple than yours. An Inquisitor versus an Admiral.
Certainly more of a prize. They would spend more resources for me. Which is why I think the Shackles is not ready.
Well. Your outfit tells me you've accepted your place. Similar to... as he kind of like prims this up. Because he wears like a version of his Chilaxian Admiral gear. We both know where we come from. And know what we need to become.
Yes.
Should you need something, know that you might find an ally in me.
And should you need anything, know that you might find one in me.
I will keep that in mind. As he'll depart his ways.
Okay. I want to see if I can track down Tessa real fast.
Tessa has actually gone to her ship quite quickly.
Okay.
She actually, the luck of the draw, as you're kind of getting back towards your ship, you see it as departing.
Okay, fair enough.
As if there's some important business she has. But, as Revia, you and Yaalkol arrive back and probably hit up your quarters, you notice a strange silver raven is seemingly sitting on your table.
Fuck. I don't like that.
Spooky bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's not ours. What's that?
It seems to have what looks to be a crumpled scroll held in its beak.
I'll take it.
Oh, sorry.
I think Revia just walks in front of you, takes it.
Mm-hmm.
She forgets that she forgets that you know how to read now.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine Yaalkol is doing that really slow hand tremble, oh god, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, I was reaching forward a little bit, and I imagine you gave me half a second before god damn it, it just couldn't take it.
Just flex it.
Yaalkol will fight these giant monsters with this little bird just to scare them. Just
I grabbed the letter.
Okay. You will unscroll it, and it will read as followed. My friends, it pains me to darken your accomplishments, but I feel I must. Despite your triumphs of late, there remain those who do not accept you as deserving of the prize you have been awarded. If you expect to keep your isle, you'll need to fight for it. Even as I pen this, warning. Know that your own old nemesis, Barnabas Harrigan, is bolstering his own fleet, funded through his recent spurt of success raiding Chelish shipping lanes, and perhaps, as you suspected, some bribes or money coming in from other Chelish families. When he has assembled his group, when he is ready, he will come for you. War is coming to the Shackles. Whether Bonefist wants to admit it or not, we have a traitor or perhaps traitors in our midst. And when the Chelish Navy sails south, it will divide us through our own greed and betrayal if we're not ready. I intend to survive this war, and to do so, I need all the help I can get. I hope to see you survive as well, but to do that, you must first gather a fleet. In time, I will join my resources to yours, but for the immediate future, I must maintain a low profile. I fear I've drawn too much attention to my plans already. Hire mercenaries if you must, but seek out friends and allies if you can. They will serve better than those bought with coin. Bolstering your infamy can only help you as well. Some of the topics that came up at the council meeting seem a good place to start looking. Looting the Black Tower and recovering the Sword of Alger's Kiss from within certainly would increase your fame. If you can track down Scragg's Rotground, well, an old mate of Harrigan's could be a valuable ally, especially if he knows something about Harrigan's weakness. Maybe if you've heard a few rumors or other places of treasure, it might also increase your infamy. Until I contact you again, keep the Silver Raven figure as proof of my word. Sell it off if you wish. After your party you threw at your fortress, I suspect you might need the spare coin to help pay for the fleet you'll soon need. Tessa. Congratulations, she just gave you a silver Raven figurine of wondrous power.
Damn. I don't know what that does.
It becomes a bird.
Raven.
But the Wondrous Power figurines are usually good.
Yeah.
So Raven, you can have it just go deliver messages, right?
Yeah, this one's a pretty cheap one, but it still could just do that. And it's a very often one.
Oh. Yeah, it's not worth selling. So. I think it's worth keeping completely because I think it's
Anyway.
good.
So, you now know that Harrigan is building a fleet. You don't know his exact timetables, but perhaps the eel might have some idea of that as he was going to his sources. And he should be arriving back soon, around the time if you go back to the Island of Empty Eyes. You will need to build your own fleet, though.
We have been doing that, so.
Slowly.
Started.
You have, like, 3 vessels.
We have 3 ships.
Hey,
We
I
have
never
3
said it was a
personal
big
ships.
fleet. I
No,
said
no,
we started.
We got 3 personally, and then we got Wershark Dude, we got Cursed Dwarf.
So you have 5 vessels.
There's
That is literally
someone-
a single squadron of a fleet.
Yeah, that's a
Well,
battle
look,
group.
Once again, we just getting started. This is a young fleet.
Look, we're trying, okay?
I think a good way to get at least one ship would be to fight Rockran.
Yeah.
we
Okay,
could probably
so,
add him to our
now,
You muted, Joe.
this is the...
That's the thing, I think he's a key because also maybe he found out what Harrigan's doing, didn't like it, and that's why he left.
I'm going to tell
And that's why Harrigan's trying to pin something on him.
I'm going to tell you a couple of
First off.
things. You can try to recruit allies from people you know. There might be people that have fleets or ships that you can reach out to. You will let me know who. That was a suggestion. Mercenaries. I have rules for hiring mercenary fleets.
Yep.
They are not cheap, but they are there. And they can bolster your own military fleets. There are technically fleet battle rules.
They're
We
a
will
whole
have
thing.
to figure them out
Yep.
or simplify them a little bit.
I'll talk about it after. There's another system that might be a little better than whatever's in the AP that we could use.
I'm going to have to take a look at the
The battles are, if they're the rules I'm thinking of, they're a lot.
Yeah.
there's an entire section in this book dedicated to them.
Those might be the simple version.
I was giving you an option now if you want to look for some legends, because they can bolster your infamy or things that could help you out for this. Some of the legends can actually do you that. Going to the tower, going after the former first mate. These are like the 4 kind of routes you have right now. So you want to tell
How
me?
long do we have?
We don't know.
I'm going to tell you.
We don't know.
Virtually, you have a time period. You know, I'm not really giving you a time
It's not
crunch.
enforced.
Yeah, it's not really like enforced. It's like Harrigan is preparing a fleet of his own. It will take time. Prepare your own fleet to meet him. You know, honestly, it's sort of like you have options of doing things, and just let me know what you do. And once, if you like, you probably could, if you have like come up with a really cool idea to add in here. As I said, the things I know that you can do is recruit a fleet, which comes from mercenaries or allies. Just building your own fleet, which requires money or infamy on your own, which is kind of separate than hiring people or people you know, which you can get through exploring the legends or exploring the Black Tower. There's getting information, which might be critical, which is going after, of course, Rotgram. Harrigan tried to put a bounty on his head. He's probably not going to be a friend of Harrigan's. Gonna be honest on that one.
I think that was pretty much assumed.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
there's probably a reason why he tried to do that.
Yeah.
He probably knows things.
And honestly, that would help you and put you in a good direction. And I'm going to tell you, honestly, there have been some decisions you've made overall in this entire session which have already influenced the shape of Harrigan's fleet. Certain things that, in decisions that have been ayes and nays, affect how his fleet would have shaped out.
Probably, not bolstering us and spending money on a statue would have hurt us in the long run on that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Pissing off
So-
a werewolf.
I guess.
Actually,
Looking
that
over-
is one of the... There are 3 places the werewolf can join if you piss him off, and one of them is he would join Harrigan.
I figured.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
And he's got a
I
pretty
guess-
nasty fleet in comparison to a lot of the other ones.
We should try to get him on our side.
Not easy.
I-
But that was possible
Very
if you want to
difficult.
go to, like, one of the other pirate lords. The unfortunate thing is, it's sort of like, the pirate lords are probably the hardest to convince.
Mm-hmm.
we have a decent chance of convincing Pierce Gerald to maybe aid
Yeah.
us. He's a friend on a personal level. And Merrill Pegsworthy
Yeah.
is probably convincible as well. Those are the 2 that I think are likely people that will join us because we're already kind of friends with them.
Okay.
He's not like a captain, but we should get him on our side. 'Cause
He's a neutral guy.
Pierce Gerald, if you want to start looking into him right away,
It might
know
be
where
in
he's at?
Port Peril.
He's in Port Peril.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, I
honestly
think
is at the same bar you met him.
I probably know where, like, if he has a house in Port Peril, I probably know where it's at.
If you want to go to him right away, we can, like, do that quick thing, you know?
I think I'll pop by.
It's
I
like,
have a personal relationship.
he's at the bar where you met him, enjoying some drinks. Why, Revia! I see you're in town. I heard something about a council meeting. Congratulations, Miss Council Member. How did everything go? You here for a little fun before you set out again?
Oh my.
We can have some fun on a condition. No, I can't say that. That's bad.
That's pretty
No.
fucked up, yeah.
I can't say that. We can have fun anyway.
Uh-huh.
Well, the council meeting went okay. I kind of whisper. There were some laughable options on the table. I'll be real.
I like good joke.
No, but it's a bad type of joke. It looks like I kind of whisper low, in the near future, Harrigan's likely to strike at us. And I'm here asking if you would be willing to aid us.
What
Again.
kind of strike you talking about?
He's building a fleet. He'll attack our island.
He's gonna chuckle to himself, and he's like, "You happen to be in luck, though. Asking for me and my help. Seems I just was in a high-stake games of towers. Got a large amount of gold, and just so happened to have won 6 fine Ulfin longships.
Who do you play towers with?
The Hurricane King.
Apparently.
This is actually one of the things. He has the,
I believe you.
He's the Lucky Gamble Squadron.
You're so lucky Myste is not here, because Towers is an incredibly sacrilegious gambling game towards Varisians, because it uses Hero decks, which are a holy symbol.
Luckily, I don't care about any
Yeah,
of that.
he
I'm a
won
fucking
6 long
pirate.
ships and enough gold to crew them.
Daryl,
he's in for
Pierce.
helping you out.
Pierce, you are literally the luckiest man alive.
Don't I know it?
He's your fucking second husband, your second spouse. You're just collecting them.
It's an open situation.
You
Okay, who's playing
I'm a
against
pirate.
him now?
Listen,
You've got
I'm a
business
pirate.
wife and war husband.
Most pirates are poly, okay?
Mhm.
Let's be real.
Alright.
Things are crazy out here. But okay, that's cool. Pierce was here. Easy to convince him.
Yeah.
Is Pegsworthy here by chance?
Pegsworthy is not.
Can we get his location or last known?
You can roll a local check to know where he goes out of. Normally.
Like diplomacy? Or someone else can local.
If you want to like see if anybody else knows.
Alright.
I could try it too. I get a plus
that's an
2
18.
because we're in Port Peril.
Mm.
Ooh, there you go. Get it, Chip.
Yeah.
That's a 2. That's better. That's significantly better than what I rolled.
Yeah. So, Merrill Pegsworthy is known for patrolling with his ship the kind of southern area of the Shackles. He actually usually kind of hangs around Goat's Head, to be honest, on Firegrass Island.
Your favorite
Does he own Gavet?
No, he doesn't.
No.
owns it?
Rumor has it that he's drawn to there because they highly value freedom, and he's a very like freedom-loving man.
I guess we might have to agree to not steal the constitution of Goat's Head.
Like he just hangs out there, you know. He's kind of like yeah, freedom, woo.
Well, we could stop by
Technically,
Rickety's
Yaalkol's all
though.
about freedom too, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the... And can we do maybe a check to figure out if we can find out where the other dude's at? Scrags?
Scrags. Let me
Yeah.
look into where
Since-
you can try to look for him.
Because that will help us
Uh,
figure out where we want to go.
You could try to gather information to find that because no one knows. I can also tell you have a source that might be able to find out information. Deal.
Nah. Oh.
If you want to go back and meet with him because he's supposed to be heading back to... Because I do have... Like, I'm telling you, he's the one that gives you the time frame, which doesn't exist, of like, you know, when you go meet with him, he's like, this is the time frame of when Harrigan's going to attack, you know.
Who?
The
Are we
eel.
meeting? Eel. Oh, is he here?
No, he's back at your
No.
island.
Yeah, okay.
When
Yeah, I
you
can
visit
talk
your
to-
island,
okay.
he gives you the time frame, and if you wanted to,
Yeah.
you could have him look into that. That would take a little time, or you could try to make the check yourself.
I'll
I'll
make a
try
check.
here.
Yeah, I got.
It would be
I got
diplomacy
plus
check,
20.
gather information. So you can't really
Okay.
help someone gather information. You gotta kind of do it on your own.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh.
we can both roll high. Roll a good check. 14. 37. Oh.
Okay.
If they know my reputation, they might. I'm
Uh,
a pretty famous person.
Yeah. It takes you a while asking around, and I mean a while. But you will get a little bit of information on Scrag Rotgrim's last known location, Revia. So I have to look up where that is. Seaside border above. Okay, here. So you'll find, like, you'll be asking around for a while, taking, like, you know, like half a day, kind of, or more to search around, and then you'll find this kind of, like, old sailor in a bar somewhere as you're kind of asking around, and he goes to the other, there's this, "Look, mates, I know all about Scrags Rotgrim and his ship, the Devilish Duchess. Fella foul of the curse of Dagon's jaws, he did, or so everybody says. But see here, the curse of Dagon jaws is all a bucket of sanguine piss. The problem is, ain't too many know how to navigate them. They're red isles, mates, iron heavy. They'll kick your compass off a little. Yellowbacks got scared when their needle starts twitching and head for landmarks. Problem is, there ain't none except by traveling between two isles. There's a quarter-mile strait between them called called Dagon's Gullet. Why? 'Cause it swallows ships. It's all sargasso and shoals. Those trying to shoot the gullet usually end up grounded out on the rocks. But there's a dozen ships below that channel. I'd also bet the Devil Duchess ain't one of them. Scrags weren't fooled by old legends. He knowed what he was doing when he headed that way. Knew if someone were chasing him, the jaws would be the best place to escape pursuit. Scrags ain't back yet. I wager that's his own doing. That man's got a talent for dodging Vesmar's last kiss, he does. I'm sure he's still kicking around on that rock."
Okay, he's at the Doc's Fang and the Dragon's Gullet.
Dagon's Gullet.
Dagon's.
Yeah.
Well then. Looks like we got a headache.
Well, do we want to... What order do we want to do this? You wanna go-
I think he's kind of key.
He's pretty cute. I want to.
You want to do him first?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I think he's gonna give
I
us
would-
a lot of information.
I would almost suggest I would think maybe we should actually go get Pegsworthy first so he can be
It's kind
preparing.
of on the way, right? They're
No,
in the same
it's
general
not.
area. Well, it is because down here.
Where's Dagon's Jaws on this map?
Down here.
Oh, Dagon's jaw. Sorry, I thought I was reading the wrong section.
Yeah, Dagon Shaw's down here.
Oh, cool.
Let's head
I
over
was
here.
thinking.
They're in the
Yeah.
same relative quadrant.
Yeah. Then then we can do that. We can try to raid ships on the way too because we do need plunder. Because we always need money.
Yeah. Misty is gonna bring something up with the two of you, with kind of with all the officers really. That Aeronox, well, probably not easy to ally. Aeronox pulled me aside and offered assistance to me. He may not be an ally, but we could get something.
The Tyrannus is still in port, which is his ship.
Did we wish to come to him when we have more information confirming Chelix? Or do you think we don't even need that?
It is up to you.
Well, you know the man and what his intentions would be better. Better than me?
The only thing we share is that we are Chelix, and we are both traitors. Though my crimes are much worse than his.
Is this man so not? I mean, I know he's trustworthy to you somewhat, but how is he perceived by everybody? If people were to find out that we were, I don't want to say
how
collude.
people treated him at the council.
Also, Jacob, I don't think we really care about what the losers think of us.
You let Yaalkol do the talking sometimes, so...
I mean, we don't, but we also don't want to ostracize our fellow council members.
I just think it's an avenue we could look into.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Okay.
If he's in port, might as well before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we pull up.
All right. So you'll kind of go through the docks and approach the Tyrannus.
I'll kind of lead the way since it was.
As you kind of approach, you see a number of sailors will notice you, and then someone will kind of like run back, and then a very finely dressed man will kind of emerge from the ship and kind of walk down the gangplank and be like, "Greetings, I am Chambros Agrosa, first mate of the Tyrannus."
It's lovely to...
Okay,
I take it you're here on formal business with my captain.
Yes.
Well, my captain is on business in town, but I believe, from the rumors I've been observing already from your talking around town and such, why you are here. Please, follow me.
I follow.
He'll kind of talk, and as he leads you into probably what the main captain's chambers / navigation chambers. You were overseen talking to a Mr. Captain Jarrell, and seeking ships and asking about Harrigan's erstwhile first mate. If I would believe correctly, as you kind of get into the main room, Harrigan is planning something against you. Yes.
The Revia, since Revia is the first.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think we're really trying to hide that. I think most people.
It's pretty clear.
I mean, but yeah.
It's pretty clear.
Admiral Endymion gave me some details of something he wanted to speak to you about, specifically, if I should see you, especially if the arrangements I brought forth to him post your meeting with him. It will be a little bit of time before he returns, but perhaps I could present to you a small gift of solidarity, something to allow you to take the time to listen in on what he has to say. A mutual agreement based upon previous sayings with Miss Curtov from before.
Yeah.
He'll kind of move over, he'll move over, pick up a wooden chest, and hand it to you.
Ooh.
There's 200 platinum inside.
Holy shit.
Oh wow.
That's
Look
a
at
lot
that.
of platinum.
nod my head.
Mhm.
Ooh. Close it. That's 2,000 gold.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's all gold.
Uh,
Is certainly a helpful amount.
so everyone gets 40 platinum.
Yep.
Nice. Hey, So did they want us to chill here?
Yeah.
Sure. I'll get paid to chill here
yeah.
and wait.
Yeah. He will send some sailors out to retrieve the admiral, and then he will they will offer you some basically like effectively like tea while you wait.
I'll partake in tea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll respectfully drink the tea.
You can definitely tell this ship, though pirate ship, has still like a very military kind of thing.
Yeah, I got that vibe.
You know, it's sort of like the officers certainly still treat Edamon as an admiral and act with it. Though definitely, probably, you know, the hierarchy might break down a little bit more in the sailors or something. Like they're still
Pirates.
yeah, they're still pirates, but they still have a little bit of that lawful streak left in them. Just, you know, extra gold for what you do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
It's not long to wait before Edamon arrives back. Greetings. Once I heard what was going on, your goings-on, your need, the rumors of it, confirmed by my first mate. Our previous suggestion of possibly helping your child became something a little bit more solid in my mind. You see, I know, of course, you and our ally, Lady Fairwind, have been rooting around for Chelish conspirators. We talked about that. We talked about the issues of Chellax. Well, I did with Miss Curtov.
Yes.
The fact is that such things plague me. I'm sure you've heard plenty of rumors about my involvement in these conspiracies. And,
Yes, unfortunately. I assume the same rumors will be spread about myself.
Yes. And as I assume for you, for me, it is the farthest thing from the truth. I hate Chellax with every ounce of my heart and being. Her devil-bolstered fools plumbs deeper than any kind of loathing in the Shackles. Any well of loathing in the Shackles. It is the most anger I have. It makes me lose control oftentimes. But as of late, I've been encountering kind of problems. The rumors have been getting stronger with me. And I fear that it's an attempt to destabilize things. Especially as of late in my own port, Hell Harbor. I need these rumors squashed. I was going to look in to do something on my own, but perhaps I can gain your aid in this case. Because I cannot move directly against the source of this latest campaign of falsehoods against me. For various reasons I will discuss if you wish to make our trade and deal. But if you do this for me, teach the slanderers a lesson, I can give you a squadron of my finest warships under your command for your battle ahead.
Myste will kind of take charge, and this one kind of like stand out of the seat and extend a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it seems the fates were so kind as to drop a Chellax Inquisitor into your laps, and you need secrets and conspirators exposed.
Excellent. Allow me to explain then what is going on. The group in question, the Slanderers, are a group of exiled Chelish performers. They've purchased a seaside tavern and have been using it as a kind of place where they've been putting a campaign against me. The thing is, their performances are very popular among the citizens of Hell's Harbor. By the time I realized they were the source of this slander and these rumors about me, moving against them would only martyr them and prove that I am guilty in the eyes of the citizens of Hell Harbor. They could lead to an uprising or a turnabout that would make it quite difficult for me to maintain my control of the area.
Yes.
So, any direct attempt to crush them and to get any truth out about them, well, would be dangerous. That was the conundrum I was facing. I was thinking of many ways to do about it. But if a non-allied group were to infiltrate the theater and reveal any kind of truths about them, about perhaps why they're doing this, whether they are Chelish agents or just folks that have a grudge against me, it would go a long way to reassuring my people and my position in Hell Harbor. We are closer to the front line against Chelish than many other locations. And if and when, as I should rather say, when Chelish comes, having Hell Harbor strong would be in the best bet for all the Shackles.
I agree.
How?
I know. Sorry.
Not to
I know
interrupt
full
you.
well what Inquisitors are capable of, and I know that they will bring them. Their prize is here, and they want it.
When can you sail for Hell Harbor? The sooner the better it would be for me. And I would be able to arrange warships. The quicker it is done also, the more strength in numbers I could perhaps arrange for the squadron I could spare.
What do you think, Revia? You do the whole ship
Well-
driving thing. I think this is a priority.
I would agree. I don't think our other contacts are likely to not be going places and need less time to prepare than I believe yourself. If you're having troubles in Hell Harbor with rumor mongers, we'll find them.
Once you've settled everything, please do visit my manor. We can review what information you've found. I wish to know, honestly, why they are behind this, why they are doing this. And if so, have them stopped. Preferably in a way that would be reasonable with things going on there. Again, martyring them for no reason would be dangerous and unnecessary.
Got it. So don't kill them.
Yes, a non-violent approach would be best.
If you can help it. Then again, if they do prove to be something such as Chelish agents and more than that, and proof can be found, then give them no quarter.
Yes.
But I do not know if that is their source, or merely just they could be mercenaries hired by someone that's working for Chelish. They could even, again, just be some people that have a grudge against me from my time in Chelish. I don't know. But the rumors, they're just another thing that would be off my mind.
Despite our reputation, we can certainly do this without straight up killing everything right away.
Thank you. He will give you the address. It's in the a place known as the Old Waterfront Tavern. Once you arrive in Hell's Harbor, I would suggest you go to the site of investigation either late at night or early in the morning. This is the off hours, and similar to that, I would like you to minimize any kind of damage to the folks that are there, if possible, especially if they aren't anything particularly dangerous. I would prefer that the locals are not harmed. My people, I try to do my best to keep them safe. They are my people.
Look to Jacub. Don't worry. We don't harm people who are surrendering or innocent of violence and conflict. Isn't this right? Party? I look at Jacub.
Jacub will just look at you, and he won't say anything. He'll look and nod.
You just know I'm looking at you. You're getting the
feel
you're getting
it.
the dirty look.
You can feel it.
I'm not hiding it. I'm like if you're like next to me, I'm like looking at you.
If eyes could kill you, you would be dead.
Yeah. I remember last time they were surrendering and you put them in an acid pit.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
a terrible death. I will make sure that these lovely individuals don't do anything too uncouth.
Okay.
Well, I guess we should head out to Hell Harbor.
So that was what I was going to say after you guys get back. Is we're going to go to check out what's his face Scrags first?
I'm gonna tell you, Scrags ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, Frags probably is not me.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Basically, we're not worried about Pegsworthy being prepared. He's probably always kind of ready to go.
Yeah.
And Scrag is hiding.
Yeah. The information you gained is Scrags went to a place that's really hard to get into, and most people die getting into.
Yeah.
Except you got me.
Well, hopefully.
It might require also some navigation checks, so you might need some knowledge of geography more than just Profession Sailor. Maybe both.
Listen, at level 13, I'm going to take a feat that gives me extra traits so I can get knowledge geography as a class skill, and I will put 13 ranks in it.
Uh-huh.
You think I'm joking?
But you can deal with the interestingly named Theater of Corruption next time.
Hmm.
They have a really nice name. And if you want to have, like...
name.
They're Chelix, like,
Yeah.
exiles, apparently.
Pretty Chelix name.
Yeah, they're you know, they're freaking Chelix exile performers. You could probably look into the who's at there, that kind of information if you want to. We can start working on that as you arrive in Hell's Harbor next time.
Ooh.
Yeah. As you look
My
into
head's
this.
about today.
Yeah. This was a very interesting and fun session. I liked all the things you brought into the council meeting. It's good.
Fucking statues, man.
The statues are such a bad choice.
Try just damn.
It was just a
try to be less of a
ridiculous
dictator, dude.
suggestion.
Yeah, he just took 100% L's in this session. Like we hate that for the gang.
I'm gonna tell you, it's really good for you to win, and there's a couple of choices that are kind of neutral, but you probably went the best direction. Like, keeping Aranex away from that island means you don't have to pay him money.
Yeah. Well, but besides the fact that
Specifically
I
when
wanted
Tessa's like, hey, there's probably a lot of treasure there, and you could gain a little bit more reputation to attract a few more people to your side.
I'm gonna be real. Besides the fact that the moment he said he wanted to like hog the loot island, I wanted to loot the island.
You did want to do
That's like-
everything, which was like, oh, this makes it so easy. I don't have to convince you to do anything.
That's like an affront to my faith. Like, there's no calling dibs on loot. We're fucking pirates.
Uh-huh.
If you want it, go get it.
Man, the statue one is like, it's probably the best one because it just makes it more difficult, because it would have been selling loot would have been more difficult, and recruiting mercenary squadrons, if you want to, would be more expensive.
Yeah.
Because
Just fucked you over.
just like a bunch of the extra money that would have been going into like supporting things like that existing within, like supporting infrastructure and stuff within the Shackles would have gone to statues.
Yep.
Real statue money.
Yeah, that's the thing is, you may have gotten like 12,000, but that's only a portion of the money. There's a huge chunk of that, like that tithe money, that goes to actual infrastructure and defense of Shackles.
Yeah. I believe it.
You know, the Pirate Council ain't stupid most of the time, except when someone brings up a terrible idea that the guy in charge likes.
Yep.
But yes.
Yeah.
Hey, we've reached about the 3-hour mark. That means
Ooh.
we end for today, as we're going to be doing the new ending at midnight, because honestly, it's probably going to be better for me and Momo.
1
And
a.m.
Joe to not be as
It's slowly
up
killing me.
up as late.
Yeah.
I honestly enjoyed it. And the thing is also, if you want to go after any of the legends too, you can add them in there. Like the clockwork thing, I will tell you, there's some things there that could help you out.
Yeah.
That's one specifically you have, but if you want to look into some of the other ones, Depending on what you look into.
We should definitely do the clever one because we already have like half of it.
Yeah.
I agree on that one, Death.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Just
Just
like
let
get a sweet leg out of it.
Yeah, just let me know, like, when you kind of want to do this. Right now, I know probably the priority is this here, and we'll kind of figure out after this what's going on next. You know, we'll kind of play it by ear.
Sweet blue, not just like that, and then that, and then island up here or something.
Because we need to swing by our island at some
Wherever-
point.
where's-
Oh
too,
yeah, when you swing by your island, there are some more things that you will get.
We probably want to swing by our island just out of the fucking.
It's really far away. Yeah.
That's what I told you. They gave you what place in the middle of nowhere. You know.
Like,
Well,
we could go
I
from
think-
Hell Harbor to it, and then work our way down.
There is one other fleet that I know that will be joining you. That will be arriving probably by the time you get back there, because honestly, you're going to be doing some stuff. If you want to know about it.
Sure.
I see.
Remember when Sandra went out on her own?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
She made a pilgrimage to Besmar's throne, and then basically using the time she spent with you, basically becoming a level 11 cleric. She joined with the church there and petitioned them, and she'll come back with a fleet of warships.
She did what I could never do, which was
Yeah.
be a cleric.
Yep, you're not a cleric, unfortunately.
She basically
I'm a
went
Warpriest.
to Queen Bess on Besmar's throne, so Queen Bess' squadron was brought with you, brought with her.
Hey, let's
Yeah.
go.
You are too angry to be a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
Hey. True, but you didn't have to say it.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, if you, I only have rules for technically the 3 NPCs here, but if you want to contact anybody else, I can look into which ones have squadrons and might not have squadrons. Merrill does have something. He's helpful.
There's something I
You
can
got Pierce.
bring up. With Rio being TN, he might be able to recruit some TN ships.
That is a possibility. We could look into that. If you contact Rio, we could
But
make...
he's one of the he currently has one of the ships that is in the
Yeah.
fleet.
We gave him a ship.
Effectively, what I would do is I might just rule statistics of like a mercenary fleet,
Yeah, just a couple
and just like
mercenaries.
say like it is a free recruitment mercenary fleet from like allies you have.
Yep.
Mercenary fleets are only 3 ships, so they're small fleets.
It'd be a small squadron.
You know, something like I'll tell you if you get one of Edamon's fleets squadrons, they're pretty good. They're technically equivalent. Sandra has about an equivalent fleet with the types of ships. They're both warship fleets, but like the morale and like strength of Edamon's fleet's just a little bit better than Sandra's kind of thing. They're a little bit more elite.
Hey, we're taking W's where we get them.
Yeah. But both of them would have 5 ships, which is a good number of ships, honestly. So, yeah. Anyway, and we'll take a small look at the rules here for the book. Anyway, as we end the stream here, we'll just discuss it with anybody that wants to hang around for a little bit, for like 10-15 minutes, maybe. About 5-10 minutes actually. We'll just take a quick look.
Yeah.
And then we'll end it. So anyway, thank you everybody for joining. How about shout-outs? Erik, do you have anything to shout out?
No, nothing to shout out.
Okay. Hamring, got anything to shout out?
No, just once again, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Yeah.
And watch Hearties.
Yeah. Momo.
Hi. You can catch me here on Saturdays for Discussing Tabletop, where I just get more and more disappointed in the state of everything.
I'm
What are
very
you
happy.
wizards?
I opened this.
Okay.
I opened
Oh,
this
you got
box.
that box? You actually got that box?
It was very nice. You know
Hope
why?
you got
This was...
good pools.
I got a really good pool. I got 6 mythics.
Ooh, nice. Did you get a
And-
planeswalker?
I did. I got Tezzeret. He's not the most expensive one, but honestly, I have an artifact
Tezzeret.
deck, so he's useful.
Oh my god, Tezeret's pretty good.
Yeah, and I got 2 of the dragon. I got the funny art one also. Yeah, here, wait. I got this one,
Nice.
which was the only double I got in the entire thing of like rares or mythics. Was this thing?
I think I got that exact card as well.
So it's like I got a normal one in that one. So anyway, so Wizards made me happy. But yeah, discuss the tabletop Saturday. Sal, anything to shout out?
Nah, I'm suffering. I got
Your
a couple
pain
days
and
of suffering.
You got school.
Yeah. Joe!
That is a shout.
That was a shout. It peeked out and disappeared. So I'll take that as a shout.
Yeah, no, just still working on unpacking in my new home. But
Yep.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Woo, home.
Myself, Jacubin. I'm the boss around this channel here, partner. Next week we'll be continuing season 5. I've got to be honest, there are like 2 halves to this. The prep for a battle against a fleet and then a battle against a fleet. So, I mean, like, technically 3 parts because after the fleet, if you manage to defeat the fleet, you can do the thing of take the battle to Harrigan then.
Yes, we will crush him.
Yeah. So, there's the 3rd part would be taking the battle to him. That's this adventure. Hey, I've given you the summary of the adventure. Prepare for a mini war, wage a mini war, and I have rules depending on success or not, turning it against the person regardless. Honestly.
Yep.
And then Friday, I'm gonna. As long as everything goes right, I'm gonna start my December show doing Parasite Eve. That's the plan. I'm gonna play through Parasite Eve. It's a Christmas game, so we're gonna play through that at least. The first one, then second one, and then maybe the Chrysler Building, depending on how much I want to torment myself. I do want to beat that once. Well, you get some good things there, but it's also like a torment, honestly.
It's not worth it.
The armor's nice. The base armor. Get some nice armors there. And then I could just have and really... Because I did the 300 junk. I found a way to make it pretty easy. I didn't know about from, like, years ago. That, like, you can go to Central Park and just, like, use the club that steals items and just beat up crows between 2 areas. And it gets you the fucking 300 junk really quickly. Hey, I did that. I got a super weapon. And now some super armor would be nice to go with it. I'm just saying. Anyway, more Pathfinder Wrath of Righteous next Wednesday. That'll be on the schedule. Discussing tabletop on Saturday. And that's kind of the basic schedule. I still have to figure out what I'm doing with my PAX Unplugged footage. At very most, if I don't figure out anything, I'll probably just throw it up on YouTube next week as one big thing that I edit together. I might still do something with it, but I'll at least put it out there first, because it's a lot of stuff, and that's kind of like, is how much do I want to spend doing it, like, dedicating some time on the channel. That would be kind of hard to figure out what I'm doing with it, or how much do I just want to, like, put one video together out of it. I don't know yet. Haven't made a decision. That's everything. I think if I have anything else, I'll probably shout it out on the Discord and Twitter. So, everybody, thank you for joining for the season premiere. Everybody, all the players, thank you again for joining me.
Ooh.
It was a fun one. I will be back on Friday at very least. And these people will be back next week, theoretically, as long as everybody doesn't go insane and, like, something weird happens. And anyway, before I ramble on more, farewell, everybody. Goodbye and farewell to the next time.
Bye.